Double damage!
Dire's bottom tower is on its way further down. Dire's bottom tower is in turmoil.
Like a moth in a flame.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Gallant Radiant have fortified their structures. Radiant's top tower needs bandages.
Haste!
Invisibility.
Radiant's middle tower is not safe. Radiant's middle tower may need a hand.
This is gonna hurt.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is on its way further down. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Missing bottom.
Double damage. Another falls on my road.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is not on top of things. Dire's top tower isn't well at the moment. Radiant's bottom tower has uninvited guests. Dire's top tower is not on top of things. Dire defeated Roshan in heated battle. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Invisibility! Tis mine.
Radiant's top tower is getting walloped. Radiant's top tower was crushed to smithereens.
Okay, game's getting ready to start. Let's go and do this. We are getting ready for the game in the JoinDota League, Season 4. This is going to be OG versus Eury. If I'm not mistaken, OG stands for Oblique Gaming. So we're going to see Oblique Gaming versus Unanimous? Wow. It says Unanimous or something like that. I can't pronounce words. Words are hard. You guys should know that by now. But as far as their streak so far, I think they're both 0-0. I can't really tell. I couldn't look up their stats or anything, but let me see if I can click on this. Yep, really hard to tell. Because this is from December. So I think this is the first game of the season. Okay. Alright, cool stuff. Let's keep going. Anyway, let me go ahead and start up my intro video and all this stuff, because that's how we gotta do, you know, hashtag production value. Gotta keep those going. And we'll see how things roll for us. Alright. So we're starting in 3, 2, 1.
Dire team banned.
Hello everybody, my name is CoolBlue and I'm bringing you guys this game in the JoinDota League. This is going to be Oblique Gaming versus Unanimous. This is their first game. I don't know if this is their first games of the season, but I couldn't find a record for them so far in the JDL. But I'm going to be casting it. It's going to be a best of 2 series, or 2 game series, not necessarily a best of series at all. So we're going to see 2 matches played. Whoever has the higher number, woohoo! If they tie it up, then they're tied up. But I'm just gonna be a little bit excited to see how this game goes. I'm getting a little bit of a refresher on what the new meta means, because if you guys don't know about me, I usually play ability draft, but you guys don't care about that. Let's go and talk about this game that we have at hand, because we have a Razor first pick by Eury. We'll call him Eury. We have a Razor picked up by Eury first, and I do know Razor does decently versus a lot of other people that you want to try to have you carry your team, such as Lifesteal, of course, the classic Lifesteal counter. He's also very, very, very good versus someone like OD. I'm trying to think of someone who's usually played Spectre. He might be nice versus Spectre. I can't really tell. I haven't really considered that matchup. I think Razor might get destroyed in that matchup, but all that aside, Razor, a nice solid pick. Doesn't really give away too terribly much. He can play that mid role. He can also play a carry role. It really depends on how they want to play it. If he does play for carry, I don't see Eury going very late into the game. And speaking of not going very late into the game, they banned out the Viper and they also banned out the Terrorblade, which I feel everybody is very afraid of a Terrorblade. I have yet to see him be played in like a professional match or like an official match or anything. But I do know he gets banned out every single time, so he's probably on those Lycan levels, old school Lycan levels, I guess. Where people just don't want to face up against a Terrorblade who just destroys your face with his illusions plus himself. Moving over to everything else that we see though, we see they also ban out a Viper, who's a nice tanky person to be in the match. He's very annoying to deal with. It's not so much that his corrosive skin is as big of a problem as it used to be, but it's just more so he just builds a mechanism, doesn't die, and for some reason he's just impossible to kill. Nagasara is going to be the pickup for Unanimous, so they're going to have the better illusions if there is a Spectre built or Spectre picked up by Oblique Gaming in this match. Late game Nagasara, I actually like late game Nagasara. I like her a little bit more than a late game Spectre because she can do a few cooler things like actually push a lane. Spectre can push a lane, kind of sorta, but she needs a Manta style to do it. And speaking of Manta style, Eury actually banned out the Anti-Mage. So let me go ahead and focus on these bans first, because there's been a few that I haven't talked about. Oblique Gaming, they went on ahead and banned out both the Death Prophet and the Brewmaster in their first ban phase. Death Prophet has been seeing a lot of play. She has been seeing doing a whole bunch of damage, basically showing up with a bunch of physical damage, saying screw your magic resist because I got physical damage, bro. Brewmaster, just the master of turning fights. I'm like excited to see that even though he got nerfed in the last patch with his evasion and stuff, he's still getting banned out pretty hard. He can turn team fights pretty darn well, and I'm actually glad to see that people are respecting that. I remember a little while ago, Brewmaster would have never been picked up ever. Moving to the Barretta though, we see the Barretta banned out. I'm surprised he made it that far. He has turned quite a few fights. I think we saw one game yesterday where basically as soon as Barretta came online, that team just started destroying fairly handily. They had a really good lead and they never lost it once Barretta got his Blink Dagger in Actually, no, once he got his Blink Dagger up online, he was pretty much good to go. His team had the lead, they kept it, and they won the game very handily. I forgot what game it was. I want to say it was X Games versus M5. I'm not entirely sure. Moving into the Centaur War Runner ban, though. Centaur, very annoying and very reliable initiation power. Blink Dagger on Centaur War Runner equals a free AoE stun. It's almost like a mini Ravage. Not as explosive, I guess, but it's just as good. So he's going to be banned out by Oblique Gaming. He will be a nice counter to someone like a Sand King and a Tidehunter who want to jump into the middle of that fight and actually do stuff. So having him, or having a Centaur banned out so they can prevent any counter initiation is actually a fantastic idea coming out from OG. Moving to the side of Eury, they banned out the Faceless Void and the Anti-Mage. I like the Anti-Mage ban because Anti-Mage just... I don't know why people don't like Anti-Mage that much. I think Anti-Mage is fantastic. I think once it hits 3 AM, you pretty much see like this phase of, oh my gosh, they let them pick Anti-Mage. Why did they let them pick Anti-Mage? But Anti-Mage just makes supports have no fun at all, burning all their mana once he gets his Manta style. He also has a little timing mechanism, I guess, where basically as soon as he gets Battle Fury, it's from that point, and you have about 20 minutes to win the game, or else Anti-Mage is going to show up from the middle of nowhere and just destroy your faces. So he's getting banned out by Eury because they want to sit back and relax a little bit. If Naga, actually seeing the Anti-Mage in the game, or banned out by Eury, actually tells me that they want to actually go for a build of a Radiance on Naga. And the reason why I say that is because Radiance takes about just as long to build as a Battle Fury plus a few pieces of a Manta style for Anti-Mage for Naga Siren, assuming that she gets just unobstructed farm, the same as unobstructed farm that Anti-Mage would get. So I feel like that they want to go for that type of build, which means that they want to try to push your lane, sit back, relax, and just go for that. They got the Razor to deal with the mid game, they got the Dazzle to help out as far as roaming and possibly ganking. But for the most part, Naga Siren shouldn't die all that much, and I say that very lightly. We actually got a Dazzle Moronic combination. Okay, that's pretty nice. Roaming duo, so to speak. Basically, Dazzle will probably just babysit Naga until Naga goes back or goes into the jungle with her Radiance and starts farming up things. But the main thing we see here, though, is we see Dazzle plus Morana. His Poison Touch can easily set up a whole bunch of arrows for her, or she can toss an arrow, and Dazzle can go to town with his Poison Touch and let everybody else do the damage. So we just have to see how they decide to play it, but I feel like that's the most obvious thing I see so far. Moving to the OG side, they go for a Gyrocopter, which is a nice response to the Naya Siren. Flat Cannon equals easy illusions dead. They're going to have a fantastic time killing those illusions. That said, I'm not sure if we'll see Eury actually decide to go for a Diffusal Manta, Diffusal Manta on Naga instead of going for a Radiance Manta. Naga. It really just depends on how the game does turn out. But as it stands, OG are kind of already in position to destroy all of Naga's illusions with fairly quick instances. You know, just basically, Gyrocopter drops his ult, maybe drops a Rocket Barrage and drops Flat Cannon, and pretty much all the illusions are gone. So we'll have to see if they decide to play a pushing Naga or a more in-your-face, I kill you with Diffusal Blade Naga. Moving to the side of Eury, though, they banned out the Ember Spirit for the last ban, and OG actually banned out the Nature's Prophet. They don't want any kind of split push. I actually would have liked to see that picked on Eury's side, of course. That would have been nice. Basically creating as much space as possible for Naga Siren to farm. The more unobstructed farm you can have for your carry, the more unobstructed fun you'll have in a late game as you fountain farm. Even though it's on high ground, you're still probably coming on top. That's what it's all about, guys. We play Dota to fountain farm. That's our goal. Our goal is to not only win, but win so well that you can fountain farm without dying. Actually, I don't like the fountain farming thing. I'm actually glad that Ice Frog and crew actually made the fountain high ground, so that way it makes it a lot harder to fountain farm. That was probably one of the most annoying things. Side note, I used to do it a lot. Anyway, moving back into the game at hand, though, we're waiting for the last pick from OG. They do need a mid, unless they want to run a mid Tidehunter, which I've seen a few times. I don't actually like it, but it can be done. Tidehunter versus Razor, I think that would be a fantastic matchup for Razor. Basically, Tidehunter says, yo bro, you had no damage with Anchor Smash, and Razor says, yo bro, you have no damage because I have Static Link. So it would be a nice little back and forth, you know, kind of like take that type of match. But Tidehunter will have guaranteed damage versus Razor if that does happen. As it stands, though, OG can still afford to go for mid. They can have somebody like a Puck run that mid. They can also have somebody like an OD run that mid if they want to. Lose the mid, of course. If they want to lose the mid, they can pick an OD. So it really just depends on what they want to go for the lineup. They have the initiation necessary to actually control team fights and give Gyrocopter enough space to actually just stroll in and get a few kills here or there. They have the nuke damage, relatively speaking, with both Sand King and Skywrath Mage, and decided to go for Morphling. So we'll likely see Morphling in the off lane. And I'm actually fine with that. I'm actually okay with that. Morphling in the off lane, Gyrocopter in the safe lane with Sand King, Tyrant running either, actually Morphling or Tyrant will probably be playing mid. Sand King, Skywrath Mage, and Gyrocopter, they'll be in a tri-lane, so to speak, until Sky and Sand decide to go roam. That'll be a nice little roaming duo. A lot of magic damage, a lot of kill potential between the two. Mainly because Skywrath Mage can amplify that damage coming out from Ancient Seal. And you also have Sand King, which is Barrel Strike, which is magic damage, and his Doo-Doo-Doo, which, oh, sorry, my bad, Epicenter, which is also called the Doo-Doo-Doo sometimes, which is, oh, sorry, Sandstorm, Doo-Doo-Doo is his Sandstorm, Epicenter is totally his ult. Anywho, besides that, guys, assume that that was correct. They have a lot of magic damage between these two, and that can be a really, really powerful killing roaming duo. So the question is, what do Eury decide to pick? Because they have 14 seconds to do it.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
wanted to say that they needed a mid, but I think they need to go ahead and play Razor mid, and they probably need somebody to play on the off lane, since Mirana and Dazzle may be roaming around. We'll see us go down to the wire. They pick up a Shadow Demon for the support, so Shadow Demon Mirana is going to be their roaming duo. Dazzle will be hanging out in the lane with Naga Siren. Razor will be running that mid, and we're just going to have to see how hard can Naga carry versus Morphling. I expect to see Naga go, assuming that they're playing to play against the Morphling. I'm expecting to see Naga go for, instead of going for a Radiance, I expect to see her go for a Diffusal Blade, because the Diffusal Blade does help out with killing Morphling. At least it helps prevent Morphlings, or stop Morphling to strength, and that's one of the things that they can build towards, so we'll just have to wait and see. Take a little bit. Alright, so let's go and start talking about these teams. Let's go and do the introductions. Starting off, of course, on the OG side. On this Tidehunter, we have 835 on him. Moving to the Skywrath Mage, we have Hunter CM on that Sky. On this Morphling, we see Microli on Morphling. On this Gyrocopter, we see Profi on Gyro. And moving on to Sand King, who's actually looking very mean and very green. We see I Am Legend. Moving on to the side of the Dire, on Eury's side, we see on the Shadow Demon, we see Way Too Easy. Moving on to his Razor, we see Cannon on that Razor. On this Mirana, we see Ross, stand-in Ross, that is, on that Mirana. And on this Dazzle, we see stand-in Fatal. And last but not least, on this Naga playing an also important farming role, we see stand-in Slain. She's got pulled so many tangos. She really wants to get her farm up. That's really what we're seeing right now. So we got the Dire actually roaming into the Radiant Jungle, placing a nice little Sentry Ward around the corner, just to do some camp blocking. But they were expecting to see somebody run around here. That would have been an easy kill for them, easy first blood engagement. Nagasaran already picked up a point inside of her Riptide, so she is looking, of course, to farm. Shadow Demon already has a point of Diffusal, and I'm assuming Mirana already has her arrow. Of course. So first spell's already picked up. I'm actually not a huge fan of picking your spells up until you see what's going on. Even if you have something that's so obvious, like a Burrow Strike from Sand King, I still like to see him roam around with it. But hey, I'm not the one playing this game. These guys are clearly know what they're doing way better than I do, and that's why we're watching them and not me. So anywho, mid matchup is actually going to be Morphling versus Naga Siren. So Naga did go for that Riptide because she does want to get her last hits. This might be a sign that we're going to see ourselves a Radiance Naga, despite the fact that I think the Diffuse will be a little bit cooler. Radiance will probably be a lot more logical for the late game at least. Meanwhile, though, and up top we see First Blood going towards Gyrocopter. That is a dead Razor all by his lonesome. No support at all. We've seen aggressive tri-lane on both sides. So the tri-lanes are not going to be facing each other. You see just all the damage coming from Burrow Strike, Concussive Blast, and also Rocket Barrage from Gyrocopter. But Mirana and Shadow Demon are really looking to see if they can get close enough to Tidehunter to kill him. Tide forced to put a point inside that Kraken Shell because he knows he ain't getting no farm here at all. Meanwhile, Razor already dropping dead up top. Had a point inside the Plasma Field. Actually collected no last hits at all. They wasted no time killing that Razor. Collected no XP at all. That's a ridiculous amount of time. Or ridiculous amount of time for First Blood. Looks like they want to go for it again. Gyrocopter already roaming right on in. He's going straight for the Razor. Razor's going to take a bunch of damage. Get sound stuff. Here comes the Burrow Strike. The burst damage is real, and here goes the dead Razor. Shadow Demon does show up with the crew. We got Dazzle falling from the backside. Dazzle does give himself a kill on top of that Sand King for the trouble. So at least they get something. The TP's War is a tad bit slow. I would have liked to see him a little bit faster, but I mean, to be honest, you can only do but so much when Gyrocopter is just barreling down straight toward you. Like, Gyrocopter literally made a beeline straight towards Razor, and then around the corner, here comes Scarith Mage and Shadow Demon. And speaking of around the corner, we got Nagastar in a lot of trouble, going to be dying to Morphling. He's just one more right click, going to be able to find it. Oh man, no, he doesn't find it. Actually goes down because he actually goes down to Nagastar because he morphed too much to agility. He was trying to get one last hit, and he morphed himself to death, and he eventually went down. So, very sad way to die. Morphling almost had the kill. He started morphing to strength when he was getting those right clicks because he was tanking tower shots, and like probably the amount of agility that he morphed to strength was just enough to make Naga survive. So that's be very sad Morphling right there. So we see Scarith Mage actually flying away from some poison touches. We got Razor might be in a little bit of trouble here. Gyrocopter has a bunch of magic damage, and Scarith Mage has a way to amplify it. We got Dazzle around the corner looking for the save. He has himself no point inside Shallow Grave just yet, but he does have a poison touch, plus he has a Shadow Wave, so he will be able to make sure Razor stays alive now. And I actually like the fact that this rotation was made. Dual lane versus, or sorry, pretty much dual lanes all around. Dazzle and Razor is a little bit better than just Razor by himself, because Razor can deal with some target point spells with that Unstable Current. But unfortunately, the only target point spell that really doesn't matter, or the only target point spell that's on the side of the Radiant or OG side is Ancient Seal. So really, Gyrocopter can just jump in. He don't really care about no Unstable Current because it doesn't affect him. And Sand King, he can just Burrow Strike straight through. And even if Unstable Current did affect him, which it doesn't, then he would be able to continue on. Speaking of Burrow Strikes, we got Nagastar in mid taking a few right clicks. Sand King is here looking for the stun to come through, trying to find the perfect angle. Will he pop a Sandstorm before he does it? He probably will. Morphin is going to go ahead and go straight through Nagastar. Nagastar going to be forced to back up. And we got Microwavely. Or Crow. Mr. Crowley. Ah, there you go. Mr. Crowley. Man, pronunciation's hard. Mr. Crowley having a little bit of fun. I'm gonna go ahead and just get some more right clicks. Just pretty much doing what he can to make sure Naga doesn't get any farm. Although Naga is still getting her last hits, sitting at 18 last hits versus Morphling's 20 last hits, and she got herself a kill on top of Morphling as well. So when Haystream down bottom, what's Naga gonna do with it? She's gonna go ahead and bottle it up. She might go ahead and use it just so she can get some more mana. Her illusions are gonna raid around the corner. Just gonna continue to push mid. Naga saving up a little bit of gold. It's hard to tell what she's going to be going for. Meanwhile, on top we see a little bit of engagement happen. We got Gyrocopter going toe-to-toe with Razor, and Razor has all the damage on the wall. He's still all of Gyro's damage. Gyro does give himself a kill on top of Dazzle. LOL, he wasn't even aiming for him. But the Flat Cannon was just barely enough to actually get a kill. Razor trying to get one last right click. Going to be able to find two. Needs one more. Does not get it. He walks away too soon. And Gyrocopter does give himself a double kill for his troubles. Meanwhile, down bottom, Time Hunter still collecting his levels. And that's really about it. I mean, that's... man, that has to suck. Flat Cannon is the main thing that got everybody killed. Flat Cannon killed Dazzle, so Gyrocopter didn't really have to aim for him. And of course, Rocket Barrage did get the kill on top of this Razor. And as you see, the damage output from Gyrocopter early on, of course, we all know almost all comes from Rocket Barrage. And I think it does a crap ton of damage. That's 15 damage times 10, so it's 150 damage, and it's on an extremely low cooldown relative to what the spell does. So it's a pretty dangerous thing. Speaking of being pretty dangerous, we got AG, or A3, A35, A35. All that Time Hunter, run away from a disruption from Shadow Demon, doesn't want to be killed here. And we're just seeing more or less just textbook Dota. Dual lanes roaming around, Mirana and Shadow Demon going to go around the corner. Arrow from Mirana does fly, it does hit on top of Tide Hunter. Sand King comes around the corner, Mirana forced to leap away. A lot of damage coming towards Tide Hunter though. I need to be very careful. That Starstorm did a crap ton of damage. It looks like everything landed from the duo. They were not able to get the kill because Sand King did interrupt their murder spree. Looks like Sand King might be the next one to get murdered. A Shadow Demon has a disruption here available in a few seconds. Mirana sadly has no mana for her arrow. And actually, no, we got the smush coming in on top of Sand King. Sand King does get disrupted by Shadow Demon. The damage will be coming through here from Nagastar. She has no more haste stream, but it doesn't really matter. She's going to go ahead and continue the chase. Will she be able to catch up? The answer is probably not. Shadow Poison does not latch on top of a Sand King as well, so he'll be able to make it out of this one fine.
Dire's middle tower is in
He's going to be able to go home, heal up, and he'll be okay. The pings do come on the map saying, hey, there's probably a Sentry Ward over here, or probably a Ward over here. I think Sand King has been trying to stack that very hard. And we continue on with the Farm Fest mid, Morphling versus Naga Siren. When they have more levels, I'm not sure what much they'll be able to do. I think Morphling's really just here for farm. Naga Siren, she needs a lot of farm too, so they're both here just to try to get uncontested farm. Naga Siren does pick up that Ring of Aquila, so she is going to go ahead and start working on her jungle farm by the looks of it. Just roam into the jungle, kill a few jungle creeps, why not? Stack a camp or two. Supports ain't doing it for me, so might as well do it myself. Observer does get placed around the corner though. We got Skywrath Mage plus Sand King plus Gyrocopter ready to go for a kill. The Observer from Shadow Team is placed just in time too. They're going to ping on. They want to go for it anyway. Shadow Demon's in a lot of trouble. Needs to go and do a defensive disruption, but actually gets silenced up by Skywrath Mage. Dies very, very, very quickly. That's only 1 point put into that Ancient Seal. I want to say Gyrocopter has at least, he has at least 3 points inside of that Rocket Barrage, doing a whole bunch of damage. And it's just like, why put points in Missile when you have Rocket Barrage? That's my logic every single time. But they have a nice set of supports for Gyrocopter though. Sand King can make sure they stand still, and Skywrath Mage can amplify that damage. This is basically more or less, of course, the advantage is in favor of OG, but this is basically a game where Gyrocopter's reliance really heavily on his magic damage to actually get him past the point where he can actually have his physical damage. So I would not be surprised if we saw Gyrocopter just go straight up for something like an MKB. Of course, that would be logical. He's going to go ahead and go for the drums. The standards have to build for Gyrocopter. This isn't a pub, guys. This is a game where things are on the line. Reputations are at stake. Shadow Demon roaming around the corner, nothing but boots and a smoke. Gonna go ahead and try to stack a camp. Or pull a camp. Hope it's not trying to pull a camp. But Sentrywards are placed around here by the Dire. No, it's a Radiance. Yeah, it's a Radiance. Sentrywards placed over here by the Radiance. They dewarded already with the Observer Ward that the Dire did have out. Morphling stalking Naga Siren, looking for an easy kill. Naga gonna go ahead and walk uphill. Sand King's around the corner. They're gonna go for it. Sand King will not be. Yeah, there we go. Burrow Strike does finally go through. I was about to say, what's taking him so long? He does get the Burrow Strike off. Naga Siren has a Song of the Siren, so she can't use it. She needs to. Dazzle shows up in time as well just to help out. Nice little conservation of the song, knowing that Dazzle will be there in a few seconds. And Tidehunter's level 6 as well, so the ultis are pretty much almost online. Sand King's Epicenter is almost online. Tidehunter has his Ravage available, but no Blink Dagger. Likely he'll be working on that next. He has himself his Arcane Boost already, so he has the mana for it. Just gonna actually just make a mad dash up top, see if they can get a kill on top of the Razor. Sand King Burrow Strike is available. Sandstorm is available too, technically. Looks like they might just be able to go through. If they noose, oh, Shadow Demon. If you knew it was around the corner, bro, you'd be scared. But he's actually going to go ahead and TP down bottom. Mirana, Shadow Demon, looks like they're going to try to make themselves go online. They want to go for a kill on top of the Skywrath Mage. Oh my gosh, I see the Naga Siren Illusions. They see a weak one, they go for the kill on top of it, and it goes down. Just an illusion. Wasn't real. Alright, Shadow Demon shows up, looking for a disruption. He's going to dive a little far for way too easy. Yes, of course, that would have been way too easy. Hunter is not going to have any of that. It's going to be forcing him back away. Shadow Poison does come through. Skywrath Mage and crew pinging that hey, Shadow Demons around the corner. Don't want to face anything too terribly deadly. And let's go and start taking a look at the levels because let's see where everybody's at. Pretty much everybody has their ultis available except for, of course, the supports. Mirana ulti does go through. Naga Siren does die in the process of all that. So that was a defensive Mirana ult. Shadow Demon Haystrom is going to go ahead and see if he can defend this middle tower. All he can really do is just toss a Shadow Poison too. Throws out disruption on top of Sand King, so that's a nice little target. Arrow from Mirana does fly. Beautiful timing on top of that. They do go for the kill. Easy kills, easy. Sand King does go down. Their combination is still pretty strong, despite the fact that the Radiant are in a very good position. 6 kills going their way, 3 kills going the way of Eury. And Eury are staying pretty scrappy. If this game does go on long enough, I think Naga Siren will outcarry the Morphling. That said, she has to make it to the point where she can actually outcarry the Morphling. It's going to take her quite a bit of farm. Especially considering that she is saving up a ton of gold, looking to build that Radiance. So we got a lot of people from the Dire roaming up top. Naga Siren trying to continue using this as a farm. Dazzle trying to make sure Naga stays alive, as we expected. And down bottom we got a free farm Gyro, who has a drum already. Taking a look at the rest of the items on the map, we see a Hand of Midas purchased up by Mirana, so she is already in that mode of I want to become a carry. I've heard it said once or twice before, but basically Mirana can't really carry it unless she has herself a Hand of Midas. I don't know if that's entirely true, but I guess it makes sense because her right click is really, really, really nice as far as the animation goes, but she really needs some items to actually make it useful. I mean, of course, that can be said about everybody, but I think Mirana's a little bit more vulnerable because she actually needs a lot of strength too. Morphling going to go ahead and make a replicate of that Mirana, use it to run away, and just in case things go bad, he'll be able to make it out of this one.
Dire's top tower is not on top.
So we're just waiting to see some action. Skyrath Mage already in position, and speaking of being in position, Sand King was in position as well. He's working on a Blink Dagger, so he's trying to save up all the gold he possibly can. We got Mirana and Dazzle waiting around the corner. Down bottom, we got somebody getting chased. That is a Gyrocopter getting chased by the Razor plus the Shadow Demon. Disruption did come through, but unfortunately they weren't able to catch him. Gyrocopter moving a little bit too fast with those phase boots. They do ping. A DC comes out from Morphling, and Morphling will be able to run away here in a few seconds. So while we're waiting, let's go and take a look at the state of the game. We should take a look at how much gold everybody's worth right now. We see Morphling right now sitting the highest on the map. That's essentially Link Sphere's worth of gold. But he will be working towards probably a Link Sphere. Looks like he's going to go ahead and go for those stats first with that Ultimate Orb, and then he'll start building the other pieces afterwards. Moving on to Gyrocopter, who's actually next in line. We see him working on, well, it's hard to tell, but he only has 500 gold, about 500 gold left in his bank account right now. So we'll likely see him probably go for a Helmet of Dominator since he already does have his drums. Helmet of Dominator give him a little bit more damage plus a little bit more survivability, and also when he does pop his flat cannon, he can just, you know, maybe get a whole bunch of HP for free. Why not? Moving on to who's next? Mirana. She's actually next on the map. She did buy herself a Hand of Midas, so it is going to delay her items by a little bit. But that gold will slowly start to pay for itself after, was that? Just use it. Oh, wait, the cost changed. I forgot. Hold on. Hand of Midas. Yeah, 2,050 gold. So she basically has to use that a whole entire.
Now where were
Sorry,
we?
10 times? 11 times. She has to use it 11 times before it starts to pay for itself. So that'll be 11 times 100, which is, wow, okay, that's a lot of seconds. Anyway, can't do the math too hard. Arrow from Mirana does fly, does not catch the Sand King, a little bit off. It's a little bit too far away. You know, Nagasarma is mid. I thought it was Illusion, but she is mid. Looks like they want to rotate in for a kill. Tidehunter Ravage is online here in 3 seconds time. He's still working on that Blink Dagger. That could be a fun. Mirana actually blinks forward, leaps forward, looking for a kill on top of the Curry. The Curry is going to be able to survive because of that speed boost. And Mirana will not find that last hit anymore.
Bottom tower has a nasty situation.
Radiant's Curry's in the very best spot. The pinks do come through the map saying, hey bro, keep that Curry alive. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh yeah, the last kill. Oh, I can't see. And now we got Mirana taking a bunch of damage. Mirana might be forced to pop her ulti. Actually, she doesn't. Pops up a healing salve instead. Region room pinged out down bottom. We got TPs coming down bottom as well. I'm not sure if they want to go ahead and try to push down bottom, or maybe Gyro just wants to resume farming. Sand King will likely start to roam towards mid, so they can get ready to go for a mid push, or so they can go ahead and go for a mid gank. The pinks do come on the map mid, saying, hey, we need to defend this. And I hear a dog. That's more or less about it. Taking a look at the gold graph, we can see the net worth. Difference in net worth shows that OG is a little bit higher, or actually a lot bit higher, especially considering that they have claimed the tower. It's about 1,000 gold worth of farm plus kills. Taking a look at the XP difference, it shows that OG are a little bit ahead in XP, not a whole lot. That's mainly because everybody has more or less been continuing to farm, you know, as 2 instead of as 3 or 4. We haven't really seen much 5-man Dota just yet. We have seen a lot of rotations, yes, but we haven't seen a lot of 5-man Dota, which means that XP has been getting distributed evenly. Both Naga and Gyrocopter respectively have been more or less farming solo for quite a while, despite the fact that Naga keeps getting contested every time she goes to try to farm. Observer was already placed in the jungle by the Dire just to make sure Naga can get her farm. She's about, what's that, 1,300 gold away from her relic. In the middle tower, actually about to be going down. The arrow from Mirana did fly out, catches Tidehunter in the face. I'm not sure if they will actually want to go on that, but they are going to just throw a few Shadow Poison stacks. Tidehunter is going to be going for a Mechanism instead of a Blink Dagger first, so that's actually good choicing. Same concept as an Enigma. If you play Enigma and you get a Blink Dagger first, you really just make yourself a walking ulti. Same thing with Tidehunter. If you play Tidehunter and you get yourself a Blink Dagger first, you make yourself a walking ulti. It's a little bit more detrimental on Enigma, mainly because he doesn't have as much HP as Tidehunter would, or survivability because of Kraken Shell. But that said, Mechanism is going to make times a little bit more survivable. Oh my gosh, they're going to go on top of Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon a little bit of trouble, might be forced to disrupt himself. He does get saved by the Mirana's Moonlight Shadow. Looks like this guy's want to run in on this. Disruption does come on top of Morphling. Morphling will have some illusions being made. He does pop himself his Morph to Strength just in case things go a little bit too wrong. And we got 5v5, actually 5v4. The 4 Protect 1 strategy from Eury is going to be coming online. It will be officially tested. Can Razor actually help his team survive all of this stuff? Dazzle popping himself a nice little armor already. Sanking with a beautiful Burrow Strike. Time to Ravage does fly through as well. Gyro comes to ulti flying through. That's immediately dead Razor. And it looks like he cannot carry hard enough when he's dead. And that's going to be it for that. I mean, it's a very straightforward thing. Tyranitar follows up the Sand King Burrow Strike, and easy kill is easy. Enough control did come through. And Sand King has a Blink Dagger too. I didn't realize that. So Blink Dagger is up on Sand King. Arcane Boots will actually Bracer will probably be next for him. But Tyranitar did decide to go for, well, I guess it makes sense now that I think about it. Tyranitar did decide to go for the Mechanism for his team. Since Sand King can already initiate, that would be more than enough time for Tyranitar to just stroll on up and get himself a nice little easy Ravage, as we just saw. Sadly, they only killed one person, but at least they got the abilities off. And Sand King is now level 8, so he has his Epicenter. He's about to have 2 points of Epicenter once he does hit another level, though. So he's doing a fantastic job of continuing his farm. Perseverance was purchased up by Morphling, so he will be going for the standard path, I guess. He does have enough for his Ultimate Orb, but he does want to go for that, which he likely will, as Morphlings do. It's just a wonder to see these guys farm with these items that I can never be able to farm them. Like, I would literally be the Shadow Demon right now. Except for it will be, instead of being 16 minutes to the game, it will be like 30 minutes to the game, and those will be my items, exactly. Enough about my problems. Let's go and continue talking about the actual game at hand. We see Gyrocup that has a Helmet of Dominator finished up, logical item path. The question is, what will he go for next? He could go for a straight up MKB next. He could also go for a BKB just to make sure he can survive all of the arrows, disruptions, and other BS that he might face. But on all that's said and done, I think a Mantis style would be nice for him to go for. He wouldn't be as survivable, of course, but he would be a little bit more glass cannon. And I think between Morphling and Gyrocup, they have more than enough to actually carry this team at the current state of the game. Probably because their net worth is the highest, but I mean, hey, come on, guys. I can only name but so many obvious things. So Morphling about to have himself his Link Sphere finished. Has about 250 gold or so to go before he has that recipe. Down bottom, Mirana's working on what looks to be a Melnir, so she actually gave herself a lot of right click. She is going to be going for the primary carry for her team in place of Razor, who can't really do much. So he bought himself a Mechanism, and that's more like, I mean, he's pretty much playing like a Viper would, just with no corrosive skin. Razor's just kind of running around. He has a Mechanism for his team, so he is a little bit useful for his team, but outside of that, he can't really do much. His damage output is not as high, mainly because he doesn't have any like Yasha's, Mantis Styles, or anything like that. But on the same token, if he could just survive for long enough to pop the Mechanism, he's already done his job, so he's making himself useful for his team. Meanwhile, TPs do come up top. We got Shadow Demon, and also we got a Dazzle TP in first. Shadow Demon does have himself his Urn of Shadows finished up. And we got the TPs actually coming out. These guys are going to go ahead and back away. Skywrath Mage and Gyrocup are actually going to stay. One person TP down bottom to defend, and that was a Sand King. Got himself an easy kill on top of Mirana all by himself. Blink Dagger, Burrow Strike, plus Epicenter, looks like. And Mirana did not like any piece of that. Yep, Blink Dagger, Burrow Strike, and Epicenter. All things I called. Totally called it. Didn't see it, but I called it. That's all that matters, guys. That's all that matters. Actually, no, I lied. But Mirana going down is actually a big deal. She did buy herself her pieces of her Mithril Hammer, or her pieces of her Melnir before she died, so that's actually good. The question is, will she actually be able to be fully useful? That's the main question. Link Sphere fully finished up on Morphling. The circles on the map getting drawn. Nagasaran has a relic available, so she's about 500 gold away from that. Actually, Skywrath Mage found himself a chase on top of Dazzle. Dazzle in a little bit of trouble. Getting hit with the Skywrath Mage ulti to get into a defensive disruption from Shadow Demon just to keep him alive. And nice little save coming from Shadow Demon. Morphling does come forward. Morphling going to try to go for a kill on top of Dazzle. Dazzle does save his life because of that shallow grave, and Morphling forced to back away. Doesn't want to face any more of this. Arrow from Ron flies out, does not catch anybody, nobody's in that trajectory, so to speak. Top tower going to be going down. We're about to get into a situation where Naga won't have any safe place to farm. This top tier 2 tower is really what's defending her jungle right now, and it will be going down very, very, very handily. The Eury couldn't really contest it. If they did decide to go in for it, they just might have ate a Ravage to the face, and they just might have lost everything that they could have possibly had. So Naga has a work cut out for her, but it can happen. Can happen. And if I'm not mistaken, that recipe is 1800. Or is it 1200? Let's see. 1350, okay. Anyway, Naga has herself a Radiance now. Cool. Finally got a Radiance up on Naga. She can now start pushing lanes and she can start being involved in getting her farm. Radiance for Naga is the equivalent of a Battle Fury for Anti-Mage. Basically, you use it to farm and then you just get really big and then you use it to start killing people. Battle Fury is really nice on Anti-Mage because you can get the AoE damage. Radiance is very nice for Naga because she can get that AoE damage. More or less the same exact thing. But she will be able to farm the jungles a little bit more efficiently now. And she can also push lanes pretty darn well. Use those solutions just to burn those creeps away. Look at her collecting that farm. Meanwhile, mid, we see Naga and crew. Actually, oh man, I forgot another thing. Naga is really nice versus Blink Daggers now because of her Radiance. She can get a Blink Dagger somewhere near Sand King. Sand King can't blink in, and Burrow Strike or Epicenter and all that stuff. All that nonsensical stuff. Tidehunter's are working on a Blink Dagger as well, so eventually he'll be at the same point where he can't do anything. Meanwhile, Miranda dies down bottom. Morphling able to get a solo kill. And I don't know if, yeah, Morphling did come mid. Actually hunting in the jungle, looking for a Miranda, or looking for a Naga Siren. I'm not sure if he'll like what he sees if he does walk around this corner, because Naga does have her song available. We'll see if the damage is there for Morphling. Morphling will be taking some burn damage, going to be forced to run away. He has a haste rune available too, so he's going to continue the chase, getting burned to death. Naga Siren going to be forced to pop that Song of the Siren. Has no TP scroll available, so she will have to be forced to bottle up and just do that. Morphling's going to continue the chase, has a waveform available here in like 3 seconds, 1 second. Naga going to TP out as fast as she possibly can. Morphling waveform is going to be coming through. Does not hit just in time. Naga survives. And meanwhile, the middle tower did go down. We did miss that in favor of the chase, of course, because the chase is real, guys. The chase is real. And Sand King has over. Is that an urn? No, it's just Sentry Wards. I say Sand King has an urn of shadows. That's really weird.
Double damage.
So right now, Gyrocup is going to be going to go ahead and straight build up that MKB. So he will be building those pieces for that. It's going to be nice for him. More damage is more. The faster he can kill the illusions, the better off he'll be. That's completely the mentality right now. If Gyrocup can get the MKB up, he can basically mitigate any evasion that Naga might build in the future, and also just have a crap ton of damage just to deal with to everybody. And likely we'll see, if after he finishes the MKB, I want to see him go ahead and get a BKB, so that way he can actually survive, so to speak, the arrows and also the Shadow Demon disruptions. But that's really about it. Those are the only 2 reasons to actually build a BKB this game, which are not really high priority, to be completely honest. Damage is a little bit more preferred this game. Ravage is online for Tidehunter. Sand King around the corner has his Blink Dagger ready, looking for a Blink Burrow Strike. Shadow Demon doesn't want to get too terribly close. 4 stacks of poison, doing 300 damage. That's a max poison, so that's actually quite a bit of damage. And Gyrocup is forced to back away just a little bit until some more creeps come out so he can heal up. Meanwhile, top tier 1 tower will be going down here for the Radiant. They have no Fortify, and too many creeps are pushing in, but the Dire are about to lose their bottom tower, so they do need to have these guys TP in. Miranda still continuing to get some more farm. She needs a BKB to actually survive anything. Razor working on a BKB as well, so both of these guys are trying to counter what they're facing, and it's really hard, especially when your team is so far behind. Meanwhile, Sand King blinks forward, gets a Burrow Strike, catches Shadow Demon all by himself. Shadow Demon does get Shallow Grave, and here comes Miranda ulti as well. The silence falls through as well, so that means Shadow Demon will not be able to go invisible. Does disrupt himself. He will be able to come up here invisible, but actually Titan does kill him anyway because Anchor Smash OP, please nerf. Meanwhile, bottom tower did go down, and we got a fight getting ready to happen. Moonlight Shadow's already down. Arrow from Miranda does fly out, catches nobody.
Radiant's middle tower is not safe.
That's going to be about it. Jordan does get popped by Gyrocup. The Shadow Demon did by himself at Staff of Wizardry. I didn't realize that before he died. So he's trying to work on what looks to be a 4th staff. Meanwhile, Ravage. Not Ravage, that's Illusion. Oh, the Sand King. Sand King blinks in time. They saw him. They spotted him out. He does blink just in time. So the question is, where is Naga right now? And she's actually has boosted travel, so she is working on that split push game. Stand-in Slane does know what's going on. Hopefully he won't get caught on the worst spot possible. He could try to TP top to actually go for that push, but it looks like somebody did TP up top. That's the Gyrocopter. MKB fully ready, just needs a courier to bring it out to him. So Prophecy. Oh, he's also getting himself a TP scroll. Look at him. Meanwhile, down bottom, we got a team fight going on. We got Tyrant to Ravage was already used. These guys are getting a beautiful fight for them for their troubles. Razor has 10-1. Charles is going to be forced to use him, keep himself alive. Arrow from Rana does fly, catches a wild Scourth Mage. Mechanism does get popped by Tyrant to keep his ally alive. Scourth Mage doesn't physically go down. Morphling shows up from the side. Here comes the Epicenter. Here comes a Bro Strike. Here comes a Doo-Doo-Doo. There's a dead Shadow Demon at the end of the day. And Marana is going to be able to survive because Nagasana's song came just in time. That is going to be about it. The fact that you have to use a song to disengage a fight like that is not preferred. Morphin does get hit with the arrow though. They could try to go in on this, but they have no damage to speak of. Nagasana, all she can really do is send her illusions to try to push back mid, and that's really about it.
Dyer's bottom tower is
Morphling having no regrets at all, working on a diffuser. Oh my gosh, is Morphling about to die? Morphling's about to die, guys. He's getting burned to death. He actually pops his moisture string while he's stunned up. BS. I call it hacks. Meanwhile, we got Tyrant in a lot of trouble. Does give himself a nice little Kraken shell. Does proc, but that's really about it. Killing spree does get ended. 404 gold. That's quite a bit of gold going towards, I think, Nagasana, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, that's going towards Murano. So Murano's going to be that much closer to her next item, which looks to be, I'm trying to think. I want to say a Lincoln Sphere? Sheepstick? Very interesting, I don't really know. Really hard to tell. Oh, Mantisol, okay, of course, right. My bad, guys. Mantisol from Murano, okay. Going for those stats first. Gyrocopter is in the jungle. Will Murana find him is the big question. We got the arrow from Murana, does fly through, catches nobody. She actually tossed him in the wrong direction. Gyrocopter going to be forced to drop his missile, looking for a kill on top of Murana. MKB is online, so a lot of damage, plenty of damage coming through for him. The missile is going to be flying though, and Murana did leap away far enough to where she can actually make it out alive. Meanwhile, bottom tower does get denied. We got people getting jumped on. Shadow Demon taking a bunch of damage. No ability for him to actually disrupt himself while he's silenced up. Which is why he really wants to get a 4-staff so he can just GTFO those positions. He can just GTFO out. That's right, guys. I'm that guy. Cool Blue that guy. But the state of the game continuing to be a game of Morphling versus Nagasaurin. Actually, it's more so Nagasaurin versus Gyrocopter too. His damage is pretty high, or high enough to where if Naga shows up with illusions, he'll probably kill him in about 2 to 3 shots. Probably 2 shots right now. I'm just waiting for Naga to get some more HP on her illusions. Reaver might be her next item, just purely for the stats. And that said, Morphling's working on Scotty. So we got Morphling working on Scotty. Murana is working on actually a Lincoln Sphere. So she is going to be going for a Lincoln Sphere now. We see Radiance is up on Naga. She is working on that Manta style next for her big item. Shadow Demon is still working on his 4-staff. Hopefully he gets that up soon. And Scourth Mage looks like he's working on the Dagon, which I really hope is not a Dagon, but it could be a Dagon. Shadow Demon disruption on top of Gyrocopter. Time to blinks in, ravages, catches everybody in the worst spot possible. Nagasana ulti does come through just to keep these guys alive. They are going to be forced to back away. So it looks like they will be able to survive. Dazzle throws out the negative armor on top of everybody. And only catches Tie Hunter by the looks of it. They are going to try to go ahead and go for the kill. Looks like the team fight is going to continue to happen. Murana forced to pop that ulti. And nobody dies because that song from Nagasana keeping him alive. The ping's immediately coming for Roshan. The Radiant know they want to get for that Rosh. If they can get that on, if they can get that Aegis on Morphling or Gyrocopter, I think that would be fine. Nagasana illusions here. A little bit tankier than it should be, but Gyrocopter does eventually kill it.
Radiant's middle tower is under
The pings are up top. Nagasana doing that split pushing thing. She needs to push as hard as she can. Trading a Roshan for a tower. I want to say the tower should be a little bit worth it. Not all that worth it, but it's a little bit worth it. The main reason for that is because towers don't come back. Roshan does. The Aegis doesn't last forever, and the tower being gone does last forever. So that is one thing to consider. I think Nagasana should continue this push. She is going to continue the push with her illusions, but she's not going to go in there too terribly far. Meanwhile, we got the Central Ward and Observer Ward getting spotted. Oh man, we got Sand King camps himself a Burrow Strike on top of Dazzle. Dazzle going to be forced to heal himself up and try to run away. Tie Hunter and crew around the backside. Luckily, Ravage is on cooldown. Haste Room's up on Morphling, not the room that you want to have. Adaptive Strike was used. I think he's morphed more to agility than strength right now, so he did only get himself a nice little brief stun, but max damage. Meanwhile, the push will be continuing. TP does come mid from Morphling. He has his Replicate available, so he can jump right back into this fight if he's needed. And Nagasarn going to continue her push.
Tower is under
That's
attack.
really all she can do. Trying her hardest. She's trying her hardest to get herself a Reaver. Gonna go ahead and send her illusions. 2 to farm the jungle, 1 to farm mid. And we got the push coming through. Ravage should be up here in about 40 seconds. I think that will be the perfect time because Morphling should be ready to jump into the fight. Of course, it would be perfect timing if Times doesn't die. Nagasarn does TP back into here. They're going to try to kill the illusion. The mechanism does get popped, keeping Gyrocopters or Morphlings replicate alive. I see 2 Gyrocopters, not really sure which one's a real one. Meanwhile, we got Sand King on the backside. Has his epicenter ready. The Sandstorm is ready too. Looks like he might be willing to go ahead and charge it. They're trying to wait for a better fight. Looks like Shadow Demon throws out his nice little purge on top of Tyrant. Will Ty die from the answer is no. Very close though. Very, very, very close to dying from that. Meanwhile, Sand King's on the backside. Morphling does morph in. Gonna go ahead and just do a little bit of damage to the Naga illusions. And Gyrocopter actually fairly close to dead. If only there was some really big ultimate Eury side, then that might have been good. And this kind of tells you the state of the game right now, because in normal instances, somebody with a Nagasarn on the team might have popped the Nagasarn ult and just walked in, try to pick off who they could, and then walk out. But they're in a really dangerous position right now because they're not really entirely sure of the timing on Ravage for Tyrant, which is actually officially up. Sand King was just waiting around that corner, just saying, "I dare you to pass this line. I dare you to pass this line right here. Pass that line, and you're all dead." And that was a fairly true statement. And it looks like Gyrocopter and crew were trying to bait him out a little bit, but they weren't able to get it. And now we have a Jim on Skywrath Mage, so now Moonlight Shadow from Mirana is more or less useless if Skywrath Mage stays alive, of course. And I would like to see Skywrath Mage give himself a Link Sphere, not a Link Sphere, a Ghost Scepter. So that way he can actually survive some of these things. Give some nice, decent amount of stats, and plus it'll allow him to mitigate all the right-click damage coming out from both Mirana, Nagasarn, and Razor. Of course, she'll take increased damage from Radiance, but that's it. I mean, it's a trade-off. It's a slight trade-off. So I Am Legend, just waiting around the corner for his courier to come to him. He does have himself a Smoke of Deceit plus Staff of Wizardry. Trying to think what he's going to go for. 4 staff would be my guess. Although we could be seeing some Dagon shenanigans coming up. Because Skywrath Mage is relatively close to a Dagon. Sand King has a Staff of Wizardry, which could be a Dagon. I don't know, it could happen. We got Morphling working on a Mantis style, so that's going to be his next big item. He already has himself a Scotty, which is a nice item for stats. He can morph it to whatever the freak he wants. Pretty much all of those stats, or is it? Scotty gives him 25 to all attributes. So that means he basically has 50 agility or 50 extra strength, whichever one he decides to put it into. Intelligence he can't really touch, but it will help him out as far as morphing, because morphing does get expensive if you just morph for a while. I mean, it costs, was it 30 mana per second? It costs 30 mana per second. That stuff gets expensive, guys. So Morphling's up top, going to continue to push, has his replicate available, so he can actually jump on Ron if he really wants to. The replicate actually gets used. He does just jump mid on top of Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon will be easier kill. He does get the kill on top of Shadow Demon. Easy kill is easy. No shotgun necessary. Just straight up stats. Meanwhile, bottom tower does go down. Nagasarn is going to be showing up here in the fight. We got time to blink it in. Beautiful Ravage. This Mana ulti gets used. BKB gets popped by Razor, and Razor's going to try to go for some right clicks. Nagasarn and Song of the Siren getting used. Just trying to wait for all the abilities to go through. They do not see the Skywrath Mage area. He is on the outside, so they can't see everybody. And we got the Mantis getting used by Nagasarn. She's going to go all in. Full man mode Dota is what we see right now. We got Sand King just being a full man mode, just blinking straight in. Epicenter as well. The death on top of Skywrath Mage, plus the death on top of the entire Eury squad. They are going to be going down. Air from Runner does fly, catches the Gyrocopter in the face, but Gyrocopter has ages, so even if they do kill him, it won't be that big of a deal. He can come back alive. He is going to be going down to the Illusions, and the Geometry side does get picked up by Morphling, because he did have space available. Sadly, Naga has no points inside of her net, so she cannot actually lock down the Gyrocopter. She actually opted to go for stats instead. Air from Runner flies, catches nobody. Almost caught a Morphling though. Let's show that fight recap. We see ourselves, pretty much all the damage came from Epicenter. Actually, Epicenter doesn't show in that one. Sorry, we missed one. There was another fight recap right before this, but Epicenter was the one that did all the damage, really. Does he have Ags? Okay, he doesn't have an Ags, but he's working on 4 staff instead, so it's okay. There you go, 4 staff finished. But basically, on the Epicenter it does, I'm trying to figure out the damage, 110 damage per pulse, 8 pulses, so that's 880 damage that it did in a giant AoE, and plus the Burrow Strike damage, which is 280 damage, so what's that, 1,000? basically 1,000 damage reduced by 25%, so it's 750 damage that it did to everybody, and a gigantic AoE. So basically, it just murdered everybody's face, because I think 750 HP is more or less what Dazzle has. 750 HP would probably be more or less what Shadow Demon has too. He has a little bit more, a slight bit more. Razor, that's half of his HP, and Naga Siren, that is more or less half of her HP too. Naga Siren going to be forced to TP out. Doesn't want to die right now. Garkot having a little bit too much fun down bottom with his MKB. We got the creeps pushing them forward for the dive, but they will be getting pushed back by this Morphling, Sand King, and Skywrath Mage, and Tidehunter. We're seeing 5-man Dota right now, guys. Pretty much 5-man Dota. Morphling. No, Garkot is the one who's not here. He's actually on his way mid. The push does come mid. They're saying, hey, we need to defend this mid lane. Naga Siren's illusions are coming through. Trying to push the creeps back just a little bit. There's a mechanism pop. Keep the creeps healed up. The mechanism should be available when the next team fight does break out. We got more Naga illusions. This is one of the most annoying things about Naga Siren. This is why I think she's much better with the Radiance than somebody like a Spectre is. Or Spectre will ever be. Mainly because she can just make them for free every 40 seconds or so. Middle tower is going to be getting forced or getting pushed. Mantis Star gets popped. Morphling is going to try to do as much damage as possible. Sand King does get a Burrow Strike. And here comes the Naga Siren, Song of the Siren. Going to be getting used just to try to help these guys defend or get themselves ready. They're going to go ahead and initiate the fight with it though. Ravage is available for Titans. They need to be very careful because Titans can still blink. Airformon does fall on top of Tide. Titan will be taking a bunch of damage. He does go down before it actually happens. BKB gets popped by Razor, and they do get a kill on top of Tidehunter before the trouble, so no ulti getting used by Tidehunter. Meanwhile, Garkot's coming forward, maybe again a little bit too close to the sun. Naga Siren's going to go ahead and burn him up just a little bit. Morphling has the gem available. Actually, the gem is not available on these guys. We got Garkot taking a nice little chunk of damage. We got a kill going towards, Tidehunter forced to by kill going towards Skywrath Mage. Morphling gets himself a few right clicks on top of casual Morphling, or casual Shadow Demon. Now we got Shadow Demon going to be going down by the Burrow Strike coming out from this guy. Now we finally got Naga Siren with a point inside the net. She is going to take a bunch of damage though. Does Morphling have Diffusal? Nope, she's just going to take a bunch of damage. Here comes a Ravage coming from Tidehunter, the thing that he meant to do a little while ago. Naga Siren does officially go down. No mana for her ult. And I think Morphling has a Diffusal. Somebody has a Diffusal. Or Naga just flat out ran out of mana. So no Fortify available for the dive. So I was going to go ahead and casually lose our racks. A lot of towers in the favor of OG, by the way. I seriously doubt Eury can actually push it back because they do have too much. There is too much mobility on the available OG side. Morphling can basically show up at a moment's notice with either replicate or just a casual TP scroll. Tidehunter and crew can more or less do the same exact thing. And oh man, Morphling going to be going toe to toe with Mirana. Who's going to win the fight? Probably Morphling. He just replicates out. Already back at base. He's cool. He's a cool guy. Mr. Crow is cool. So see, the state of the game right now is showing us the items count of a Butterfly for Gyro and an MKB for Gyro. So evasion plus free damage, just everywhere. Just damage everywhere. Probably Satanic or BKB next. I would like to see Satanic just to make him more survivable. BKB is up on Razor. He's had that for quite a while. He's working on what looks to be a Sanjin Yasha, possibly, or oh no, Aghanim Scepter, right? Aghanim Scepter will be next for Razor. Mirana is showing herself with not really much. She's building herself a Mantis style, but it's going to be late. Naga Siren finally has a Diffusal Blade, so that's good. And that means that she'll be able to burn the mana of somebody like a Morphling. I do still think that she should have went for that before. Oh my gosh, we got Skywrath Mage getting caught all by himself. Mirana's going to be the one to be able to get the kill. Garkop is chasing her. It looks like he's trying to go for it. Sand King goes up the Burrow Strike. He has a gem available, so they are going to be able to see who's where. Mirana can leap here in 9 seconds time, but she needs a little bit more time. Dazzle keeps his ally alive. Going to go ahead and sacrifice himself to keep the hope alive. Mirana can leap here in 1 second's time. She leaps just in time. Burrow Strike from Sand King is going to follow. Lincoln Sphere does pop, and now it looks like Mirana's going to be able to make this one live. And now these guys have dope, maybe a little bit too far. We got Shadow Demon throwing out the nice little purge on top of Tidehunter, forcing him to run away a little bit far. And Naga Siren can actually pop her song if she wants to. Uses the Mantis style, tries to dodge a missile, doesn't dodge it in time. A lot of damage coming towards her illusions, and her needs to be very careful. And we just got illusions everywhere. Just illusions. This is a game of illusions, guys. Nothing's real. I swear. I mean, Morphling illusions are going to go ahead and just go through, do things like, you know, kill, The pinks do come on the map saying, hey, let's kill Morphling. Morphling's gonna go full, or be a full man. Gonna go ahead and get shot, or get hit with a nice little disruption. Beautiful Ravage coming up from Titan. They're gonna go for the kill on top of Razor. Razor does get Shallow Graves. He can't pop his BKB. He will pop his BKB in the most inopportune time possible. Nagasar, as long as this iron was used, the big Ravage is already used. Sand King Bro Strike is gonna be up here in a few seconds. He can't pop the Epicenter, but it doesn't matter. He does go down at the end of the day. We got Razor and crew showing for the damage. Big fight coming out from Eury. They're gonna go for something. Mirana is still going for a full man while Nagasar net does fly, lands on top of Skyrath Mage. He's gonna be standing still for a few seconds. Looks like they're not gonna be able to do much at all because Morphling can come back into his fight if he wants to. Sand King did buy back and he did TP back up to the top where his allies are. He does have boots of travel. And now we got Sand King popping out of the Bro Strike, no Epicenter to follow up. We got a lot of damage coming towards Naga. Naga does get saved by the Shallow Grave, and she will be able to run away. Negative Urn Charge used on top of her. He also needs to heal her immediately. He does heal her. Nagasar may have enough time to actually run back to base, and looks like she will be able to survive. And Mirana actually gets herself a kill on top of the Sand King, who did buy back. So that's a big deal. Pretty much all the Raxes are all but gone. Only the top lanes of Raxes are left, which is why the Dire are fighting so freaking hard to keep those things alive. The Radiant have bought back Sand King. I think that they more or less, I think after the Ravage was used, they should have just backed up. But Sand King and crew decided to try to come in and get another pick off and go for the Raxes. Eury are fighting to the death. They have quite a bit to go, and I think right now they have Mirana finally online to actually do damage and kill people. Nagasar is getting very close to that point. All she's missing now is just maybe just a casual Reaver to give her a little bit more HP. I would argue BKB would be nice as well. Razor, his BKB is already probably down to 5 second. Nope, it's only down to 7 second BKB. It looks like they're going to go for a kill. Morphin going to get picked off here. He has his Link Sphere. Disruption does get blocked, and now we got Shadow Demon in a lot of trouble. Force Staff was already used, and Morphin's going to go ahead and chase him. And so is Gyrocopter. Sad, Shadow Demon is sad. He's going to get slowed to death, and there's not really much Mirana can do. Oh, she gets a gem. She gets a gem. She continues to run away. She's going to go and pop the Moonlight Shadow. She has a gem available. Nobody has vision. So I guess she let her ally die so he can drop the gem, and then she picked it up. I'm okay with that. Nagasar, I'm going to go ahead and do some split pushing, trying to get her team in the best possible position possible. Possibly. She's going to go ahead and kill these illusions, or kill these creeps though, with her illusions. Just casually walking into the base. Look how tanky these illusions are. They take like 200% incoming damage, I think. Is it 200%? Yeah, 200% incoming damage, which is like, I mean, they're fairly tanky. Raxes are going down the top though. Morphling and crew are going to go ahead and destroy these things. No fortifies available. Nagasar are going to be forced to pop the Song of the Siren. Tidehunter has Ravage available. TP does come through on the creep. That is Sand King getting into the middle of the fight. Not sure if he really wants to be there, but these guys are going to try to go in. A Ravage is available. Will Tidehunter actually get it? He's looking for the correct angle. Silence is up on top of Nagasar. Force Staff forward from Dazzle on top of Mirana. Tidehunter does blink into the middle of everything. Net comes off from Naga. Naga does juke it as far as the Ravage goes, and now we got the damage coming out from the rest of the team. The Mega Creeps are available for the Radiant, so OG just might be in the best possible position, but they can still possibly lose this game, especially considering the kill potential coming up from these guys. Epicenter from the side, beautiful Bro Strike, catching everybody. The Geometry side is available from Mirana, so they can't see the Sand King, and now we got Mirana actually body going down. It gets disrupted by her ally, going to be able to stay alive, but we got Morphling just doing all kinds of work around the backside. Mirana does officially go down, got up the Flat Cannon doing a little bit too much work. GGs do come through from Eury, so they are going to go ahead and tap out of this game, but they did put a fantastic fight, a fantastic defense, and really, if they could have just had Nagasama and Mirana come online a little bit sooner, I think they just might have won this game. So that's really bad. Nice pushing coming out from, of course, giving credit where credit's due. Nice pushing coming out from OG. They actually made sure that Naga had no room to actually farm once she did have a Radiant, and I think that was one of the key things that won them this game. Because it seemed like at the very end they were struggling really hard to actually get good engagement. So that's really it. My name's Cool Blue, guys. I just watched you guys this game in the JoinDota League. There's going to be another game coming up next, so we're going to go ahead and jump straight into that one. But this has been OG versus Eury, or Obelisk Gaming, if I'm not mistaken. Oblique Gaming versus Eury Anonymous. OG are the victors in this first game. We'll see how the next game turns out. I'm expecting a very awesome game, a very close game too, especially considering that Eury put on such a good performance in that later part of the game. So, if you guys want to check me out on my other channels, you guys can check me out on my YouTube, which is youtube.com/coolbluedota. That's CULBLUDOTA. I actually do live streaming on YouTube, which is weird for a lot of people, but I'm doing it because just to be different. Just no reason. So hope you guys enjoy the cast. Go check those things out. I have other channels too, but I won't bother you guys here with them. Just go check them out. You might find it, you might like it, you might not. Yeah, like I said, that's really it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, I'll see you guys whenever. Oh my gosh, I gotta restart. I gotta restart Dota. There better not be an update. Oh, I was about to say. I wonder what I sound like. Two-minute delay is 2 minute. Oh, Dota 2 network. Oh, I can't find that Dota 2 network. I think it's like some sort of prophecy in this, you know. It's like some sort of like deep meaning in searching for the Dota 2 network, you know. Like have you ever sat back and thought about it? It's like I'm searching for the Dota 2 network. There's a part of me and a part of you and a part of everybody who's ever played Dota that's searching for the Dota 2 network. We should like start like the Church of Dota 2 network. What does searching for the Dota 2 network mean to you? Does it really mean that you're looking for something, or that you haven't found what you're looking for? Because some people have found everything and nothing. Some people have found what they wanted and nothing at all. Some people have found not a jack squat piece of anything and a lot of squats of piece of jacks and things. But the main reason here, guys, is that you're searching. You're searching for the Dota 2 network. You know, that implies that you haven't found it yet. And that means that you're always in life searching for the Dota 2 network. You're searching for something better than just what you used to have, which is nothing, but you're just searching for it. And that thing is the Dota 2 network. Alright guys, you owe me $20. There's your prophecy for today. Anyway, let me stop. I should like record that. I should like post it on Reddit or something. Anywho, right. We'll just call it that. I'm just waiting for the Dota 2 network to show up. Hopefully they haven't started without me. Because I can't find the Dota 2 network right now. I thought I was good with, you know, the whole internet thing, but I just can't find it. I don't even know where it's at. Like, where do I even start looking for the Dota 2 network? Do I just guess where it's at? I mean, I think it's in California. It may be in Asia. No? Okay. Me neither, guys. I don't think so either. Okay, sorry, we're just waiting for the Dota 2 network to show up. I'm gonna hear my own prophecy to see how it sounded. We'll see how crazy I sounded. This is so stupid. I'm clever. Anyway, I just listened to my whole search for the Dota 2 network thing. It was worth it. It was worth it. Okay, so we're still searching for the Dota 2 network. I don't really know what to show you guys for now. Let me see if I can try to watch a game. Oh, right, I can't watch a game because I'm not connected to the Dota 2 network. Lol, the hilarity. Hopefully they haven't started without me. I can't necessarily type to the people, but I'm searching for the Dota 2 network, so I can't. I just can't. Alright, let's exit Steam. I'm gonna restart Steam. Maybe there's an update for Steam that I'm missing. I hate it when I search for the Dota 2 network. Gosh, it's Dota 2 network down. Let's Google that. Is Dota. Apparently not. It's just me, guys. I just can't find what I'm looking for. Oh boy, still hasn't found it, guys. It's still searching for the Dota 2 network. Oh noes! Alright, so as far as things to entertain you guys, I have other YouTube channels if you guys are watching my live stream. Thank you guys for checking the live stream. If you guys aren't watching the live stream, no problems. But I have other YouTube channels, which are my vlog channel, which is where I do vlogs, which is youtube.com/coolbluevlogs. That's CULBLUVLOGS. You can go check that out because I'm awesome and you guys are awesome, and together we can be the most awesomest things in the world. I also have another channel of Casters Network, which is a group created to help casters come together, collaborate, and create with one another. That group is fun. I get to do cool things. I'm starting to work more on it, but I haven't started working more on it yet. So I keep like pushing off when I'm going to start doing things for it. But as soon as I do start doing things, guys, it'll be awesome. It'll be amazing. But that group is created to help casters come together, collaborate, create with one another. The whole goal of that group is to help new casters or commentators get their connections made, and make connections so they can find more people, find more tournaments, and maybe even have a swifter journey in becoming the next Toby1 Dota. Woo! Or Cool Blue Dota. That'd be cooler. Alright. So part of me is tempted to play music, but I don't want to play music because YouTube likes to cry a lot when I do that. So I'm just gonna chill here. I'm like half tempted to play you guys one of a random podcast. Oh, why am I not connected to the Dota network? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll just watch for it. Usually if I'm not connected, nobody else is connected. Not just saying because I'm cool or anything, but it's that's usually what happens. So let's have to wait. Let's just wait and see. Do I know what I can do? Okay. I'm connected! I found it! Guys, I found it! I found it! I found it! I found it, guys! I found the network. Where's Skype? Don't tell me they started. Oh my gosh, they started without me. Oh. Please don't tell me they started without me. I just found the network. No. I would just find the Dota 2 network and then not be able to cast the next game because, well, everybody else found it before I did. Oh my gosh. This is so stupid. Oh. Anyway. Oh, there it is. Found it. Alright, let's watch a game. I'm gonna mute myself and you guys enjoy.
Dire's top tower is not on top of things.
I'll take that.
Dire's bottom tower is in turmoil. Dire's bottom tower is on its way further down. Radiant's top tower is getting walloped. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower had a tragic ending. Dire's top tower isn't well at the moment.
Oh, thanks.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has a...
Alright guys, we're back up. We're live. We're good. Let's do this. Okay. Alright. Right. Let me go ahead and do my intro video. That production value though. Oh, what is this? Oh, go away. Oh my gosh. Longest wait of my life. Yeah, he's connected. Woohoo! Rejoice! Alright, let's go ahead and start this. Really? Oh, darn it. Okay. Alright, we're starting 3, 2, 1.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Hey, hello everybody, my name is Cool Blue, and I'm bringing you guys this game in the JoinDota League, number 4, or Season 4. This is OG, or Oblique Gaming versus, Oblique Gaming versus Eury Anonymous, or Eury
10 seconds remaining.
Eury Anonymous, and I still can't pronounce that right. Me and pronunciation is
5
hard.
seconds remaining.
But yeah, this is going to be the second game in this series. OG put on a nice show last game. They had a nice little handily crafted, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Handily crafted lead that they held on to for quite a while. Eury put on a fantastic defense at the end, but ultimately they weren't able to hold on to it. They had a nice little mad scrap for their final Raxus, and they weren't able to do much with it. But on the same, or all that said, I'm expecting to see a fantastic game this time around. We saw OG put on a nice little aggressive based type strat, whereas Eury more or less had to get their carries farmed up. They had a Naga Siren last time around. They also had a Razor, and they had a Mirana. And once the Naga Siren and Mirana got online, they actually started doing things, but it was a little bit too late. Too many towers were taking, a lot of control was displayed by OG. Basically, they had a Tidehunter and a Sand King, and a lot of things happened because of those two. So I'm actually quite surprised to see that there's no Sand King ban by Eury, to be completely honest with you. But with all that said and done, we see a first pick of Death Prophet by OG, and we see actually Eury picking up the Tidehunter for themselves to have their own bit of team fight. Brewmaster too, so Brewmaster does make it through. Finally, we'll get to see him be broken as all get out once he pops his ult. Basically, Tidehunter and Brewmaster have the team fight, or the definition of team fight. And Death Prophet, she's really good versus, to a certain extent, really good versus Brewmaster, because she can technically hit all of his spirits at the same time with her ulti. But all that said and done, Brewmaster should have a lot more control. It's more reliable basic control, whereas Death Prophet is kind of more reliable on having people run away from her, or just stand still and take damage and die from the physical damage from the ghost. So Death Prophet versus what we see so far, I think Eury have the tools necessary to handle it. That said, OG do decide to pick him up Ogre Magi, who has a nice bit of control. If they can basically just nuke down Brewmaster before his ulti does go off, or nuke down Tidehunter, as we saw Eury actually do a few times last time around. If they can actually do that, then they can actually basically make any team fight in their favor right off the bat. So speaking really quickly on the bans, we see a Viper banned out. We also see a Terrorblade getting banned out once again, so we won't be able to see him get played. I'm very sad. One day I'll be able to get to see Terrorblade be played, and I get to know the definition of why he's always banned. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with Metamorphosis being super strong. But that said, we have Scourge Mage banned out. We also see a Faceless Void banned out by OG. Scourge Mage getting banned out. Last time around, he did do quite a bit as far as helping Gyrocup to get a lot of easy early kills, because there was a Gyro plus a Scourge Mage on OG side. It looks like OG are instead going to go ahead and ban out the Sky. Which I actually thought Sky would have been decent versus someone like a Brewmaster. That's a nice little silencer throw on top of him. That said, they might get a silencer on OG side just to make sure they can cancel all the big ultis, because right now Eury are very ulti or ultimate spell dependent. And if they can just get a silencer on their team, they just basically make it very easy for them to just make sure that, hey, you have an ulti, so what? You can't use it right now for 5 seconds, because I just popped Global Silence. So we'll just have to wait and see how they do decide to play this out, or how OG decide to pick their next few picks. They banned out the Faceless Void, and on the side of Eury, they banned out the Razor, Centaur Warrior, Anti-Mage, and PA. Basically, people who can carry pretty hard, or people who have a nice bit of explosive damage. So maybe that they're trying to go for a soft type carry. They might be going for something like a Weaver, or they could very well be going for somebody or another carry that doesn't actually have a bunch of HP. Maybe like I'm trying to think, who can PA explode? She can explode a Weaver. That's given. I'm trying to think any other logical carries for somebody to go for. I think Weaver's the only one I can think of. That's really the only one I can think of. So they may be going for Weaver on Eury's side, which actually be nice, especially considering they have so much control with Tide and Brew that Weaver can just do his Sakuchi thing, jump in and jump out of those team fights and just show up with some right click and just do massive amounts of damage.
5 seconds remaining.
Excuse me. Oh, another person would be Gyrocopter. He can actually do well versus what they're facing so far. But a PA being banned out by Eury kind of tells me that they're trying to go for some softer carry. And I'm trying to rack my brain to think of somebody besides Weaver, but he's really the only one that comes to mind. When I think of a carry with not a bunch of HP that dies extremely easily, when he just takes a bunch of damage at one time. That said, let's talk about what we actually see in front of us instead of speculating for what may be coming forward. We see OG, they do decide to get themselves a, we get Wisp. We just might see ourselves a CK Wisp or Spin Wisp or Tiny Wisp. I think those are the only 3 I can think of. Ooh, Ricky Wisp, holy crap. If we see a Ricky Wisp, I'll be excited, I'll be very happy. Ricky, I wouldn't say Ricky is extremely low HP as far as carry. I don't think he can carry as hard as a PA, to be honest. But with a new Ricky, I guess he can. But if it was just a PA versus Ricky, if it was strictly PA farmed versus Ricky farmed, I think Ricky should be able to win that fight now. Before, I think Ricky might have lost that fight. If PA, assuming that she had a dust, she could just explode him and just have a fun-filled day, just make sure he dies. But nowadays, Ricky can be a lot more elusive. That said, Ricky Wisp, I haven't seen it in quite a while. I've seen a lot more people rely on CK Wisp. I've seen a lot more people rely on other things such as Tiny Wisp or Spin Wisp because that's still more reliable than a Ricky Wisp. Ricky Wisp is more or less a toss-up in the air, really, to be honest. But that said, if we do see a Ricky get picked up, guys, I totally called it. I'm just going to say I totally called it. I'm just throwing it out there. Everybody, just go and get my cool points if I get that. Anyway. Talking about the rest of the picks, you see a Barrett and Witch Doctor picked up. Witch Doctor has a phenomenal ability to just do a crap ton of damage without having to actually do the damage. He just presses R and does a bunch of damage. So once he gets his Aghanim Scepter, he's going to be fantastic versus Wisp plus whoever she decides to shack up with. Lich will be another person who's really good versus Wisp plus whoever, but unfortunately he is on Wisp is on Yuri's side. Lich is on Yuri's side, man.
5 seconds remaining.
So OG will not have the opportunity to pick that up. Also Casket versus the Wisp whoever combination. That's gonna be fantastic as well. We could very well see a Brewmaster Wisp too. I've seen that a few times. And for all those who are confused and may not know, Wisp is actually IO. Wisp was IO's old name, but I still call it Wisp because that's how I got used to calling it. But that said, Brewmaster plus Wisp will be a nice combination too. Basically, just relocate Brewmaster in. He drops a Thunderclap, pops his ulti, drops another Thunderclap, assuming he has an Axe, and then just kills whoever shows up. And that's pretty much how it works. So right now we have a little bit of flexibility with the Wisp. She doesn't necessarily have to be tied directly to a Tiny Spin or a CK, but it would be best if a Wisp had a Tiny Wisp or CK in this game, or sorry, Tiny Spin or CK in this game to actually help him be continuously useful instead of just tagging along with the Brewmaster for some situational kills here or there. So Eury actually taking their sweet time thinking about who to ban out. We're waiting for OG to have a carry picked up, unless they want to go for a carry Death Prophet, which I am never a fan of. I like Death Prophet better as a mid who just does damage. I don't like her much as a carry. They do decide to ban out the Medusa, which is good. Split shot will basically kill all of Brewmaster's familiars, or basically kill Wisp and whoever is involved, and just all Medusa has to do is press Q and kill everything. I think it's Q. Split shot Q. Pretty sure split shot is... Wait, oh, crap. I don't know what key split shot is. Oh no, I forgot. I can't check. Whatever. If it's Q, then I'll claim all the points. If it's not, then I'll take the offense. CK does get banned out by OG. I'm still waiting to see Ricky. Come on, pick a Ricky. I'll pick a Spin. Damn it. Okay, so Spin does get picked up. We're gonna check to see if Ricky's actually on the captain's mode. I actually think he might have got taken out because they did change him quite a bit. Because if he's not in captain's mode, I'll be very sad. Because I spent all this time talking about him. He's not even in the mood. I can't use captains. Anyway, we got Spin being picked up by the Wisp. I actually like Spin Wisp. Not as much as Tiny Wisp, but I like Spin Wisp because it can be explosive very fast. So basically, Wisp can relocate in. Spin can just drop a Storm Hammer, pop his ult, get an overcharge from Wisp, and just go to work, go to town, smacking around whoever is involved in the fight. And also Wisp basically encourages Finn to get something like a Mask of Madness because of Overcharge, because Mask of Madness increases your incoming damage by 15%. Once Wisp has 3 points instead of Overcharge, that's basically reducing all the incoming damage, and Finn just gets free HP, or sorry, free attack speed from Mask of Madness plus lifesteal. Of course, Wisp is going to be losing HP, and yeah, it's a drawback, but whatever. And it's a trade-off. There has to be some sort of trade-off, otherwise it's not balanced. I'm going to the other OG side. They picked up a Slark for the carry. I'm actually going to be excited to see if we see a Shadowblade Scotty Slark. We've seen those fairly frequently. So I'm going to pause right at the back. But a Shadowblade Scotty Slark is usually what we... usually pub style build, I guess. I've seen a few Slarks go for butterflies as one of their core items. Of course, it was after like something like a... I don't know, after something like a Sanjayasha. Then they went for butterfly afterwards. But I'm going to be very curious to see if we do see a Shadowblade Scotty Slark. The main reason for that is because CK or Spin Wisp can actually just relocate in anywhere where Slark is at and just possibly go for a kill. That said, Slark is very mobile. If he does get a Shadowblade, he can actually travel basically across the map by the time that Wisp and Spin actually are forced to relocate back to where they were. Slark can just be there ready to kill whoever shows up at that point in time. So I would like to see a Shadowblade on Slark so you can just have that extra mobility. There's not really many ways to deal with the Shadowblade Slark in this game, unless we do see a gem get picked up on Brewmaster or a gem get picked up on Tidehunter, but that's really about it. Lich will probably get the gem and he'll probably carry for a little bit, but he probably won't hold on to it for forever if Slark does decide to get a Shadowblade. All that said, let's go and do introductions so we can go ahead and get those out of the way so I can continue with my next level theory crafting. Starting off with this Wisp. We see way too easy playing that Wisp on Eury's side. On this Tidehunter, we see Cannon, or Kanoko. Cannon. On that Tidehunter, moving on to this Finn, who's hanging out down back, looking very... what's up with his helmet? I'm pretty sure that's not right. Something tells me that that's not right. I don't think Spin looks like that normally. Okay, that is okay. Right, that's how the helmet looks. Anyway, it looks really weird. It looks really crushed. Might be because he's running his cape is doing things. Anyway, we see Slaney on that Spin, moving over to this Lich. We see ourselves the one, the only Fatal on that Lich, and last but not least, of course, on this Brewmaster. That's Brewmaster. We see Ross on that Brewmaster. Moving to the side of OG on this person who hasn't picked up a hero yet. That would be a... We'll start off with the people we see actually. On this Witch Doctor, we see ourselves I Am Legend. Moving over to this Death Prophet over here with this nice hair, wind-blown hair. It's just going to stay there like that. We see... we can't tell who it is. It's green. Who's green? Who's green? Green is Mr. Crawley on that Death Prophet. Moving over to this Ogre Magi. We see Hunter on the Ogre Magi, and on the Slark, we see ourselves Prophecy on that Slark, and last one is on this person who's not picked up. We see A35. I'm trying to think who it was. Let's see, they got a Witch Doctor, Ogre Magi, Death Prophet, Slark. Darn, I don't remember. Don't remember who it was. It just happened. Oh, wait, I can cheat. Oh, yes, I can cheat. Go, YouTube, go. Hold on, give me a second. Using the power of the internet, I'm going to rewind on my live stream and see who it was. Batrider, Jesus. A35 will be playing a Batrider. Thank you, Base God Livestream. Alright, so yeah, that ends all the callouts for these guys, and we're just really waiting for the teams to actually come through. Actually, now that I think about it, I actually forgot to talk about the Batrider. There's a Batrider on the team of OG, so that means that they have a little bit more control than you may think. CK or Spin Wisp, they can actually roam around and do quite a bit. Batrider is likely going to be farming the jungle all by himself, so I'm expecting to see them maybe roam into the jungle and try to get a kill into a Batrider too, just to make sure that he doesn't get his Blink Dagger a little bit too fast. All of that said and done, Batrider's lasso is going to be a big factor in these fights, of course. We're basically going to rely on him to drop his lasso on top of Lich and possibly get an easy kill on top of him, or maybe just pop his lasso on someone like Brewmaster before he can pop his ult, or maybe have Tidehunter blink in, Batrider blink in to Tidehunter, and then Tidehunter gets lassoed so he can't pop his Ravage, and then Batrider just pull him off to somewhere safe so he can pop his Ravage and not affect anybody. But Batrider will be a big factor, and given the fact that we have a Batrider and a Slark on the same team, I just realized that is actually oh man, and a Death Prophet too. We have a lot of mobility, not necessarily like map like global mobility, but we have a lot of just basically really fast people who are really hard to hold down. Death Prophet getting into that more so what they like to call a race car build sometimes, but she just basically gets herself a Tornado Stick, and Tornado Stick plus Witchcraft gives her a lot of extra move speed. Whereas Slark, on the other hand, Slark just basically gets, you know, not visioned, and he'll basically be able to move across the map pretty darn fast. Moving on to the other side, so let's see, everybody reconnected. Alright, everybody reconnected, and yeah, what I was talking about Slark, basically Slark can move pretty darn fast, and he can move all around the map extremely fast once he does have a few points inside of Shadow Dance, probably 2 points. I think he moves at max move speeds with just power treads. Ogre Magi, he'll probably have TP scroll, but the main thing is that Bauer to Blink Dagger Force F, which is what we expect to see him get. He can be across the map. Well, he can be pretty far across the map. He can probably go from right about here to right about there with just both of those Blink Dagger Force Staffs, which is a nice little distance. If we were to measure that, that'd be like, you know, 77 hammer units. Oh, you know what Dota's measured in? I think it's hammer units. That's what everything that's Steam based is measured in. But he can travel pretty far, and basically he can initiate pretty far. That's another thing. Slark, same concept. If he gets a Shadow Blade, he'll be able to just sneak in, get a leash, and then get an easy kill on top of whoever does show up. But Slark does have to be careful though, because even though Sven can't really hit him, Sven can technically still hit him with his man cleave, which is what I like to man cleavage. Okay, that got weird. But basically, Sven can just do some right clicks on top of some creeps or somebody else and possibly kill Slark, so Slark does need to be careful about that. My question is, how long is it going to take Sven to get his crit online? I think that's going to need to be one of his first few items, not necessarily his very first item, but something like build like Power Charge, Drum of Endurance, crit. I think that's what Sven's build needs to be, mainly because he needs to dish out a lot of damage. Slark is one of those heroes who has a very crappy stat gain, relatively speaking, and I know because I play Builder Draft, and I get Slark all the time, and I know his stat gain is really crappy. Look at that. 1.8 strength, 1.5 agility, and 1.9 freaking 1.9 intelligence. He gets more intelligence than he gets strength. Guys, come on. He gets more everything instead of agility because of Essence Shift. Anyway. Enough of my complaints about ability draft. I was going to talk about the real game at hand. Slark is a very fragile hero. That's the main thing. His stat gain is not that high. His base stats are not that high either. He's basically a Medusa with like 100 extra HP. That's really what he's sitting at right now. So his Finn can actually get some cleave damage or get some crit up very fast, and I think Prophecy will be struggling quite a bit. He might be forced to pop his Shadow Dance way earlier than he wants to, especially considering that Spin can just pop a Storm Hammer. If Spin can do a Storm Hammer before Dark Pact does come through, then he can get a few right clicks, and then immediately Prophecy has to either pop his Shadow Dance or die. And that can possibly give a lot of easy control for Eury's side. So anyway, so I say all that to say that basically I favor Eury's lineup, although Eury's lineup is going to take until Wisp actually gets to level 6 to actually do much. Anyway, Brewmaster mid versus Death Prophet, that's the lineup we're going to see here. I didn't talk much about Brewmaster, but basically he pops ult and probably wins his team the team fight. Same thing with Death Prophet, she pops ult and probably wins her team the team fight. It really depends. Well, it depends on who has the better positioning, to be honest. But we have Brewmaster versus Death Prophet mid. Brew is going to be putting a few points to clap so he can get those right clicks. And he also has his crit up too. Gonna go ahead and get a nice little slow plus some free damage on Death Prophet, forcing her to back away. And speaking of forcing people to back away, we got Ogre Magi plus Slark all by themselves, just doing a crap ton of damage to Tidehunter, who did decide to go for Anchor Smash first. So no Kraken Shell. Looks like Slark wants to get another leash on top of Tide, just forcing these guys to be a little bit more cautious. And Lich is here to help out the Tide. If Tide was all by himself, I'm pretty sure he would have died by now. Anyway, we got Batrider versus Sven. Wisp is doing the pulling thing. She's trying to get her levels, so do what she can. Batrider did eat a nice little stun from Sven already by the looks of it, and Batrider's actually dropping a few sticky napalm stacks with not many right clicks to follow up. Well, Sven does still have to be careful because 4 sticky napalm stacks is generally the time to run. I think 5, maybe 5 now. Did they nerf? They didn't nerf sticky napalm. They nerfed everything else except for sticky napalm. They nerfed everything except for the one thing that makes Batrider like super annoying in ability draft, as far as ability draft goes. Anyway, sorry, my bad guys. Alright, focus on the game, the real world. Ogre Magi is roaming around. He got himself a nice little bounty rune, so he did get some XP for his troubles. And we got the region rune getting picked up by, oh sorry, other way around. Ogre Magi got the region rune, Batrider got the bounty rune down bottom. I'm going to be questioning to see if we see Batrider go for a bottle this game. It will be something he can easily get. CK can't really kill Barrett, and Barrett can't really kill CK with Wish so close by. And actually, speaking of people being so close by, we got Lich actually taking a nice little chunk of damage. Here comes Wish Doctor Cassie getting a perfect bounce. It's only 3 bounces, but it's all he really need. Slark going to be able to get the first blow on top of Lich. Tyrant trying to do what he can to keep his ally alive, but not going to be able to find enough. And this is one of those things, that's basically what Wish Doctor is going to do this whole entire game to Sven and Wisp when they do start traveling together. He's going to throw a casket and just walk away as the people die. Cassia, as you can see, doing more or less all of the damage right there. Basically, how much damage is it per bounce? It's 75 damage per bounce, and it bounces 2 times. So the initial bounce, and then it bounces 2 times afterwards. So that's 75 times 3. Sorry, I'm doing math. Hold on. This is hard. That's enough damage to equal 321 plus a few right clicks. Okay, there we go. We'll call it that. But basically, Cascade did most of that damage right there. And also, it did most of the control that they needed for that whole entire fight to happen. So, yeah, it's really hard to say how this game should be played out. I think Brewmaster and Wisp should be traveling together, to be honest, because Brewmaster can take a few hits. Wisp can technically take a few hits soon, once Wisp does start getting like a mechanism and such. But at the same time, I think if we do get into a situation where Witch Doctor is the one causing a lot of issues for Wisp and Sven to actually do things, Brewmaster would be better, or would be a nice alternative for Wisp to follow around with, because Brewmaster can say, oh, you did a bunch of damage to me, I have 10 HP left, pops ult, wins the fight anyway. So that'd be a nice little option available for Eury. And one thing they have available this game they didn't have last time, I think, is an option. We have Brewmaster free crit plus damage on top of Death Prophet. Both of them have bottles, I think. Yeah, both of them have bottles. So it's gonna punch each other and drink a little bit more. Kind of like some people's childhoods. And their parents. Anyway, we got Rotates around the corner. Wish showing up. We got Brewmaster in a crap ton of trouble. He's going to hit with the casket. It's going to be a 1 second stun, but he will be able to continue to run. He's going to take another right click coming from Death Prophet, run as fast as possible. He can use those bottle charges as well. Wish Doctor a little bit too far away. Has another casket available in 11 seconds. Sadly, no creep bounces, or no creeps were there. And Wisp, they show up around the corner just to help out too. Healing Salve was used on Brewmaster. Wisp is going to make sure her ally is all healed up. Barrett are down bottom eating a nice little storm hammer. Sven might be in a little bit of trouble. He's actually being forced to run away. The pings do come on the map though. They do find the Organizer. Organizer going to take a lot of damage. Wisp going to be able to get this kill here. One more right click. Actually, she gives it to Brewmaster instead. Very well played. And they get the rune. Slaps in the face all around. Brewmaster finds himself at Illusion Rune. Death Prophet finds himself at Bounty Rune. It's questionable as far as which one's more important. I'm not sure if I was about to say, I'm not sure if we're going to see the bottle get handed off to Wisp. Looks like Brewmaster wants to hold on to it for a lot longer. And Brewmaster coming forward, looks like he's going to throw the clap. Actually doesn't. We got a Central replace mid. Okay. So Central replace mid by Death Prophet, just being very wary of any ganks that may be coming through. Also being wary of any observers that may be placed on the high ground. So it's just a little bit suspicious about that. Meanwhile up top, we see Tidehunter all by himself. Lich still doing the denying creeps thing, so he did just use his sacrifice. Trying to make sure Tidehunter has the best time possible farming without being in too much danger. Slark has his 2 points up leash, so that's going to be more damage and lower cooldown. By the way, Pounce on Slark is a really nice ability. This is speaking out of the realm of Village App, just in general, it's a really nice ability. It has an 8-second cooldown. I want to say at one point it used to have a 6-second cooldown, but I don't think that's true. I think I just never looked at it until 6 seconds in cooldown, or 2 seconds past cooldown. Moving into the jungle, we got Barrett and Wisp having a little bit of fun. Barrett did DC, so I'm not sure if they're going to let him run away with his life intact. Looks like Wisp might not be able to do enough damage. She has her spirits available, and they're actually out right now. So she's pulling them out right now. So we'll see. We'll see if they decide to be the good guys and let Barrett go away alive. It's all about that. It's all about that sportsmanship, guys. Come on, we gotta have sportsmanship in this game. Take a look at the items so we can see who has what. Lich has no boots at all, because who needs boots when you move at 315? Is that creeps? Is that creeps move speed? Oh, okay, no, that 10 move speed is faster than that. And also, Death Prophet has no boots either, because she has no intentions of roaming around to gank. All she needs is Witchcraft. She moves at 308 with 2 points in Witchcraft versus Lich's base 315. That's actually kind of funny to see. Meanwhile, around the items, as far as bottles go, it's a bottle on Death Prophet, is also a bottle on Brewmaster. And we see Sven and Tidehunter have their stout shows respectively. They're expected to get some farm. I doubt Tide will get much farm without the Lich doing sacrifices, but it's okay. Yes. And they're saying ready? Ready. So looks like Wisp is going to try to do some nuke damage to Barrow. Barrow's going to be forced to pop that Firefly and run away. He's going to run immediately towards the creeps. And Finn looking for a Stormhammer. Stormhammer will be available. Looks like the leash does come through. Brewmaster does get himself a kill on top of Barrow. So nice little pick off coming out from him. And Barrow is saying, bro, why you no call miss? Anyway, up top we got Ogre Magic getting a nice little stun on top of Tyrant. Tyrant's going to be taking a bunch of damage. Here comes the Death Pack coming from Slark. They're going to be able to get all the right clicks in the world. Tyrant to stand alive because of that magic one, and wow, holy crap. Just took a whole bunch of damage and survived. Like, ah, man, I wish I showed like the damage recap. Like, screw the kill recap. Or fight recap. It was just like the damage that they actually dealt out to Tyrant. I mean, he survived, so it doesn't really matter much, I guess. But the main thing that kept him alive was, of course, that Kraken Shell. The stun came out from Ogre Magi. He no multicast at all. Probably a multicast if Ogre Magi was level 6 would have killed Tyrant. But hey, he's still alive, so let's not talk about things that are not actually happening. Like him possibly being dead. Speaking of people possibly being dead, we got a rotation coming around from the support of Ogre Magi. Once again, coming up top, trying to go for a more pulls with the Witch Doctor. They're actually fairly decently leveled, despite the fact that they're doing just jungle pulls by the looks of it. Level 4 and level 3 respectively on Tidehunter and Lich, and level 4 and level 3 respectively on Witch Doctor and Ogre Magi. So both of them are pretty much staying on or within step of the off lane, and that's also not counting the fact that Slark is getting solo XP essentially because he's been all by himself. Level 5 right now versus the enemy Suicide, which is sitting at level. Oh, enemy Suicide is. There's no enemy Suicide. Oh yeah, right. Versus his enemy safe lane person who's sitting at level 6 in the case of Sven. So Sven has a little bit higher level advantage. Barrow is not down bottom. He decided to go into the jungle to collect some farm, immediately making a mad dash down bottom to defend his tower. Doesn't want it to die a little bit or too early. Sven at one point inside that ulti, he can actually kill this. He can actually kill his tower if he really wanted to. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait for his bracer though. I say if very lightly. We got the Curry coming up top. Wisp did scout up with her spears. Nobody able to get in range to right click it. We got the pulls going to continue through Witch Doctor and Ogre Magi. Moving back over to mid, we got Wisp showing up to help out the Brewmaster. They could possibly go for a kill until his Death Prophet. Brew is level 7, so he can pop that ult if he wants to. On the same token, Death Prophet is level 7, but she has no ulti available. She did not put any points in it just yet. Gonna wait till at level 8. Meanwhile, on top we got Chase from Slark, from Tidehunter onto Slark. Slark is officially level 6, so he's ready to dance. Will he be able to go for it? The Tidehunter, Witch Doctor's stun does come through. Tidehunter's gonna be facing a little bit of damage. Throws out the Anchor Smash immediately. Slark is gonna go for the damage, follow-up damage. Here comes the Kraken Shell. Not gonna be able to save his life now this time. Here comes another Anchor Smash. Tidehunter staying tanky as crap, still alive despite all the damage coming his way. Perfect person to be down there. Meanwhile, Barrow does die down bottom. Looks like a lasso was not used. Sven was able to get the kill on top of him. Wisp did show up to help out too. And Sven feeling a little bit ahead about that. Wisp connecting to a creep, giving that creep a lot of mana. Misclick, of course. Brewmaster rotating towards the rune. He's not going to like what he sees when he finds the Ogre Magi plus the Witch Doctor around the corner. Here comes the Brewmaster split, trying to get the split off. Not going to be able to find better. He finally does get it. Just bends over, drops it down. Very awkward positioning. But he does give himself, the courier is going to be able to run away home. Ogre Magi going to go ahead and try to TP out. He will be able to TP out in time. Brewmaster ulti needs to go ahead and start running away. Death Prophet is going to go for Chase. Here comes a stun from the Rock version, and now Brewmaster's in a lot of trouble. Dies officially. Spent a little bit too much trouble trying to get a kill. But he did cause them quite a few issues. And Death Prophet has a double damage run? Wow, why is he hitting that hard? Holy crap. I think Wisp was just very low in HP. So Wisp does go down. No, Death Prophet's just hitting that hard. Wow, okay. That was all right clicks. In one Cryptic Swarm. Max Cryptic Swarm like that. Oh, Overcharge. Okay, was Overcharge? Okay, Overcharge was used. That doesn't increase your incoming damage. That reduces your incoming damage by 5%. Anywho, we got Barrow to do a nice little stack and pull. Sven's going to go ahead and contest the farm, of course, and he's trying to take a last hit. Sadly, he's not able to get him. Wisp is going to go ahead and tether onto Sven just to help him out with his regen, and Sven throws out a Stormhammer, gets frustrated, throws a Stormhammer, gets some farm. That's all he can really do. Taking a look at the items around the map, Blink Dagger is available on Brewmaster, so extremely fast Blink Dagger for Brew, 9-minute Blink Dagger. Meanwhile, we have Tidehunter has his Arcane Boots, so he's going to be working on Blink Dagger next, presumably. Power charts are finished up on Sven, plus the drum as well. I really want to see him go for crit. I think he needs crit as fast as possible. He's going to go ahead and go for a stun on top of Batrider. but he's going to go ahead and back away. Likely we'll see Sven go for the Mask of Madness instead, because he does have the Wisp to help him out, of course. And now we got Wisp in a little bit of trouble, going to go ahead and pop that Invis rune to try to run away. The Ghost are actually doing quite a bit of damage to the Wisp, and Death Prophet did pop her ulti for that. Meanwhile, down bottom we see Sven run as fast as possible can. Baron has his lasso available. Here comes a Cascade, going to push Sven into a very bad spot, and Sven is going to be able to survive at the end of the day.
Radiant's top tower is getting walloped.
So Sven staying alive, 64 last hits by the looks of it, and 12 denies, quite a few denies, especially versus his counterpart, which would be Slark, who's actually been getting contested a lot as far as farm goes. Tyrants are doing a fantastic job, Lich doing a fantastic job, make sure that lane doesn't get too out of control. And if they can keep Slark contained like this, I think they'll be in a good position. Because if Sven can get his items up and do much more damage than Slark can actually heal up with his ult, then it's pretty much a wrap from that point on. So the question is, what will Prophecy build next? He has his power treads available. Will he go for that Shadow Blade so he can continue with that maximum speed, or will he decide to go for something else, like maybe just a flat out Sanji Yasha, so he can actually have more HP plus more mobility? The options are very wide open for us.
Top tower needs bandages.
So Dire Observer Ward's all up in the jungle. Wisp is hanging on mid. Does decide to make the decision to place the Observer Ward, and possibly will be running back towards that small or big camp to go for another pull. Meanwhile, down bottom we see Barrett versus Sven. Sven is going to be able to win this fight because Barrett has no way to go. He's going to go ahead and pop himself a casting right on his feet. Sven didn't even pop his ulti for that. Barrett taking that much damage. To show you guys the fear of Sven. Meanwhile, Death Prophet got himself a kill on top of Lich. It looks like Witch Doctor's going to be popping the ulti just to help him get a kill on top of Lich. Lich does drop his ulti just to stop the Witch Doctor ult. And now we got Witch Doctor taking a bunch of damage. One more blast to the face is all Lich needs. He's not going to be able to find the mana for it. He does go down. Too much heal coming from Witch Doctor. Heal is OP. Meanwhile, Brewmaster does get himself a kill on top of the Death Prophet using that Blink Dagger plus that ulti as well just to help him get that kill. But Lich, I think Lich denied a creep that was like relatively low in HP, so he got like 10 mana or something. I don't know, we can check the logs. We're not going to be able to check the logs? Oh, that's so stupid. We can't check the logs. Anywho, the log doesn't tell me jack squat. Lich denied a creep, didn't get enough mana, he died. GG. That's all that matters. Top tower, taking a nice little chunk of damage. The Fortify is available for the Radiants. They can use it if they need to. Slark running on top, just being a nice little slippery scaler. He's going to go ahead and go for that drum instead, so he can actually get some more survivability. Meanwhile, mid, we got the rotation coming in. Ogre Magi has just enough mana for a stun. Will they decide to go for a kill on top of Brewmaster? Probably not. And oh look, Sven plus Wisp. Wisp is level 6, so Sven is going to be able to freely farm wherever he wants and just relocate in with Wisp whenever they need him. So he's probably going to hang out bottom for like, you know, the rest of the game. Just put on his best Brewmaster in impersonation. Meanwhile, on top we got Slark actually trying to run away from Tidehunter. Tidehunter getting a nice little gush, plus some damage. Ravage is available as well, plus the Blink Dagger is already online. I think I already pointed that out. Meanwhile, Spin's on a little bit trouble. Here comes with casting from Witch Doctor. He's going to be bouncing some of creeps, and Wisp will be the first one to get on. Spin getting caught in the lasso. He's going to be going down as well. Easy kill, nice little pick off. These guys did a fantastic job with that rotation, but they did use 4 different resources to actually get that kill. Slark did show up to help out as well. Death Prophet getting that final hit. It looks like they're trying to rush to get this ulti on top of this tower. They need to use that ulti as effectively as possible, and they will in fact use it. Meanwhile, mid we got Brewmaster and Lich trying to do their due diligence of pushing this tower. Defense trying to come in from Tidehunter, but he can't really blink into that. It's a little bit too violent for him to go in for. Especially with the Death Prophet ulti going through, which is finally going to go away. Will we see a relocate him from Wisp? I think we should. Tidehunter throws out the Ravage, trying to go for the kills on Witch Doctor, trying to get the easy kill. TPs are coming through. Brewmaster blinks in, beautiful clap. He's going to be able to catch one. Needs enough mana to go and pop his ulti. Does get silenced up by a Death Prophet. He finally has enough mana to actually pop his ulti. He'll be able to blink in, relocate coming from Wisp, and they're going to go for the kill on top of his Death Prophet. Death Prophet does, or he's going to be able to make it out of this one alive. We got Slark getting visioned all over the place, trying to run away as fast as possibly can. Going to finally be able to cut that corner, get that Shadow Dance going through, but the Wisp Spirits are being as obnoxious as possible. Brewmaster with the clap. Here comes shot. Slark forced to pop that ulti. Wisp does get forced back to home because her ulti did run out, and Brewmaster continuing the chase does in fact go back home. But Slark's death pack, like I said before, Slark doesn't have a lot of HP. Basically, he jumps into a fight, he might have the best possible engagement, and then suddenly has no HP, forced to pop a death pack to either stay alive or die. And without death pack, of course, he would have died. So it's actually a good thing that he didn't use it a little bit earlier. Of course, I would miss the fight recap. My bad, guys. But I'll catch you next time around. So our items are showing us Blink Dagger on Brewmaster, Blink Dagger on Tidehunter. We got Brewmaster blinking in, easy kill on top of Ogre Magi. Silence coming up from Death Prophet, not going to be enough, but Brewmaster's ulti's still online. Spin ulti's still online too. They're going to just go ahead and manhandle this tower, and they're possibly going to go for the next tower as well. And Spin also, by the way, is getting healed up by the Wisp. I'm trying to see what he's going for. He's going to go for that Mask of Madness for that easy right click. and probably crit immediately after. Meanwhile, in the jungle, I hear Tornado stick up on Death Prophet. Lich going to be going down. Yo, bro, Lich, I heard you like living. I'm going to go ahead and kill you right fast. Dead. Lich is dead.
Dire's middle tower is in the wrong end of business.
Tyranitar around the corner, Blink Dagger's ready, Witch Doctor, easy pick off, they're going to try to go for it. He's getting surrounded though, Tyranitar is immediately surrounded, he's going to get hit on, Blink over to the Death Prophet, get a nice little gush, Death Prophet force spot Magic Wand, Ogre Magic going for the stun, trying to keep her out alive, Battler Lasso is available, he's going to try and look for a good target, not going to be able to find one, Witch Doctor ulti going to be going through, they need to go and pop that Lasso on top of somebody useful like a Spin, and Spin does get a stun off before it happens, so Witch Doctor's damage does officially end. Meanwhile, Spin pull onto the high ground, or pull onto the low ground, Buyback immediately come out from Witch Doctor, he wants to get a cast on top of something useful, not going to be able to find on anybody, Spins in a high speed chase, running away as fast as possible can, the force staff from Ogre Magi in the wrong direction, stun does come through, Spin a little bit of trouble, here comes the Casket, pushing him back, Brewmaster ulti still available, he has not used it, Witch Doctor Casket doing nice little bounces, Witch Doctor going to be going down again for his troubles, Brewmaster force pops ulti, here comes a stun, in a few seconds catches the Bat Rider, and Bat Rider's going to burn to death, he will be dying at the end of the day, and Tyrants are just blinking in, hit confirmed is hit confirmed, Brewmaster uses this nice little Storm running, beautiful job, catches a Slark. Sadly, nobody had a follow-up stun, so Slark was able to leap away just in time. And I think that's really going to be it. Brewmaster ulti's down, Ogre Magi has a stun available. The fight recap showing us all the damages that happened, but we got more happening. Lich ulti going to bounce around, Death Prophet popping her ulti too, doing a whole bunch of damage to Wisp. Slark wasn't in position for them to actually do anything. Brewmaster does officially go down, dodging a few things. Wisp does go down finally. Tornado Stick is used on top of Lich, and Lich will be the last one to die. Looks like the cleanup crew is officially available. 4 kills going the way of OG immediately after, and like I said before, guys, I expected this game to be a lot more action-packed. Eury did do a fantastic job of defending the base, and they are doing a fantastic job of playing, but it looks like OG are still keeping their foot on that gas pedal. They're trying to make sure they keep the advantage because they know they need a snowball. If they lose any bit of momentum, I think they may just end up in a situation where Sven gets so big that they just can't do jack squat. So they really need to make sure they stay scrappy and stay in this game, and they did just that. The only drawback to everything that they've done so far was just the Witch Doctor buying back and dying immediately. But outside of that, fantastic job, fantastic play from OG, and also fantastic play from Eury. Sadly, their abilities were down when the response, the counter initiation to the initiation happened. So taking a look at the gold graph so we can see how it went. Eury had a fantastic lead, but it all just got dropped down like crazy. If you guys don't know how to read graphs, the way graphs work is the steeper the curve, and by curve I mean slope, so the steeper the drop or rise, that shows that it happened in a lot faster time period. So we see a gradual increase in the gold graph as this game goes along, but once we got to this point right here, in this little small portion of time, it just dropped straight down. And that means that that just shows that OG were able to get themselves a lot of gold to change hands. They were also able to get themselves a tower, and on top of that, they got themselves they got Eury to waste a few abilities, possibly set people back a little bit. Tide already has his Blink Dagger, so I'm not going to send him back too terribly much. Sven is working on a BKB next instead of a Mask of Madness, so I actually like that choice. We got a relocate game coming in from Sven plus West looking for Ogre Magi. Sven looking for a stun. Not going to be able to find it. We'll be able to find it, but I'm not sure if he wants to go in this. We got TP coming in immediately from whoever that was, but they do cancel. They're going to let Ogre Magi go ahead and die. And meanwhile, the Radiance Courier does die, losing a whole bunch of gold. 1675. I think that's a Perseverance. That sounds like a Perseverance. Meanwhile, around the corner, what's this going on? We got Slark getting himself a kill on top of one person, trying to run away. Not going to be able to run away. Spin, Stormhammer will follow through just in time. He will be going down, and by he I mean Slark. Slark does die. I think he's the one who claimed the Courier kill. Show the fight recap. We see. Oh, no Courier. Courier doesn't get shown. Oh, I'm sad. Yeah, but we've got all the abilities he can use. Blink Dagger is up on Brewmaster, really called that out. I thought we were going to see a Blink Dagger on Sven, which we do see from time to time. Death Prophet silences Sven up immediately. Sven going to go ahead and try to deny this tower. Death Prophet going to get herself the last few right clicks, using that Tornado Stick effectively, of course. It's just a fight that's all over the place. Fantastic job on both sides, by the way. I mean, I keep saying it, but I do really mean it. We see the XP graph showing that OG do have the advantage. They're going to lose it a little bit because they are playing a little bit more together than they are as far as like farming separately. And outside of that, Witch Doctor versus Lich. Who's going to win the fight? Witch Doctor has a haste rune as well. He can drop his ulti if he wants to. He's going to drop a stun, drops the ulti. Lich taking a bunch of damage. I think Lich should be able to survive this though. Lied. He does. A little bit too much damage. Witch Doctor too much swag. Stick a point in your done is what he just said. Lich did a little bit more damage, but I think this is not representative of the damage that Witch Doctor actually put out. Death Warrior definitely did almost max damage. And I think max damage for Death Warrior was like 2400 at level 1 or something like that. It's something ridiculous. Let me go ahead and look that up real fast. The total damage that Death Warrior can do So like assuming that it goes this full whatever duration. And Roshan's gonna get done by Death Prophet ulti. They're gonna go ahead and take advantage of the ulti this time around. And there's no tier 1 towers left, so why not just go ahead and collect Aegis while you're at it. I don't think these guys have any clue that this is going on. It's been really trying hard to work for that BKB. They're gonna do whatever you can to actually get it through. It's like Witch Doctor ulti does 2,182 damage, assuming that they channeled the whole entire 8 seconds, which looked like it might have channeled like 6 seconds or so. And that's at level 1. Anyway, so Roshan does officially go down. They are pinging the Roche pit saying, hey, they're doing Roche, hey guys, they're doing Roche, guys, they're doing Roche. They're going to go in for a spin, looking for a stun, not going to be able to find it. Both Death Prophet and Ogre Miser are going to be forced to stay into the pit. They are going to go ahead and TP out. Death Prophet going to use her illusion. They're going to go for it. Oh, Ravage almost got used. Holy crap, if Ravage got used, that would have been huge for these guys. But Death Prophet is still inside that inside that Roach pit. She has a BKB available too, so she can get rid of the stun from Sven. Nice pickup item for her. What does Slark have? Slark is working on a BKB of his own. Actually, even for a Blink Dagger instead, so completely turning the build around 180 from what I was saying before. And like I said, Sky Shadow Blade, you don't have to do it. Blink Dagger a little bit better because he can get into those positions to actually pick off somebody like Wisp or Lich. That's the main thing. If he can get the jump on somebody, he can easily kill him. Dark Pack is maxed out, so that's 300 free damage. That's basically all of Wisp's HP plus a right click and a leash. Leash actually does a crazy amount of damage as well. A lot of people underestimate the damage that Leash does, but it does a whole entire 240 damage. And Dark Pack, so between Dark Pack and Leap, or Pounce, my bad, does, was that 540 damage? Plus 2 or 3 right clicks from Slark, that's pretty much Wisp already dead. I would not be surprised if we saw Sven get a Blink Dagger. He's waiting for his BKB. He should have to go for it now. That should be BKB goal right there, bro. Yeah, we got somebody up top taking a whole bunch of damage. We got Slark going toe-to-toe with Brewmaster. Brewmaster's going to be able to survive, of course, because he has a Vlad's, duh. But no, Brewmaster has a Vlad's. It's going to give Sven a lot more sustainability. Also, he has his Blink Dagger on the line, so he has ulti on the line, so he could just pop his ult if things did get really bad. Speaking of things getting really bad, Witch Doctor's gone bottom. Plus Death Prophet. How's our BKB available, by the way? And an Aegis. More annoyance. Because what's worse than a Death Prophet with a Tornado Stick? A Death Prophet with a Tornado Stick and a BKB. Of course. Of course, guys, of course. Take a look at the net worth that we see on everybody. We see that the most valuable person right now is the Death Prophet, sitting on her BKB plus her Tornado Stick. So she's fairly rich. She has 8 kills to her name, 106 lives. Holy crap. Just a bunch of farms. Like, she has money that she doesn't know what to do with yet. I'm expecting to see her get a Sheep Stick, though. BKB into Sheep Stick would be a nice item for her to have. It's just to make sure Sven doesn't do anything when his damage actually does come through. Sven taking quite a long time to actually finish up his Masking Madness or to actually get himself a crit, which I really do think is one of his items that he really needs. He needs to get his damage online as soon as possible. Of course, we are not past that 30-minute mark just yet, which I think Sven, if we consider him a hard carry, over and home, we got Valor going in for a last on top of Brewmaster. Brewmaster getting pulled into the worst thing possible. Going to get silenced up as well. BKB does get popped by Death Prophet, just to make sure she doesn't take anything. Exploded. Brewmaster exploded. And we got Slug coming in too. Tidehunter is going to be able to drop himself an ult if he wants to. He's going to force the TP out. Does officially go down. Double kill going for Death Prophet. Eury just basically falling apart right now to the Death Prophet. Push and damage and all the support and stuff that we have around the corner. That's pretty much it. That Fountain Tower is going to be going down. Pretty much nothing really got used by Eury's squad. Basically, Lich armor and some power trade changes. That's really it. Masking Man is officially up on Sven, so he will be able to get him more right click. We got a relocate getting used. They're going to come right into the side of this fight. I don't know if they really want to go for it, but I think Worcester's relocated in solo. We got Brewmaster blinking forward, looking for a kill. Not gonna be able to find it. Actually, just throws his Drunken Haze on top of one and forced everybody else to run back. Sven really wishes he had a Blink Dagger right now, because if he did, he would be able to Blink Dagger and drop himself a stun. Blink and drop a stun. Double force that coming from Witch Doctor. He does not want to die right now. His team keep him alive. We got a pulse coming from Death Prophet. Lag on Slark. Speaking of lag on Slark, we see Slark sitting pretty much at the same items. I don't really see anything changing. Nothing really big happening just yet as far as items. I mean, Sven has his Masking Man, his BKB. That's really it.
Now where were we?
Tide is working on. It looks to be a I was actually curious to see now. Okay, he's working on a refresher. Yeah, Ty's working on a refresher. We're talking about the Aghanim Scepter, which would be fantastic. Let's, oh no, oh no. Sorry, just spilled pretzels. Hold on, give me a second. Alright, we're good. I saved it. I got it, guys. I got it. I saved it. I supported my pretzels by not letting them die. Anywho, right, back to real life, which is the Dota life, of course. We see Witch Doctor build himself the Aghanim Scepter, which is a fantastic item at 4.5. I do like the fact that he went for 4 staff first. That will help him get out of those sticky situations like a Brewmaster Clap or a Lich Ice Blast. And also help him if after a Spin Stun. We saw it happen last time. He basically forced himself forward, Spin Stun finally hit him, and then he got 4 staffed forward by his ally Batrider. So 4 staff, really nice item to help him out with his mobility and help him get out of those bad situations. Still, one of Spin's biggest issues right now is that he can get kited to death, which is more or less what we've seen a few times. I don't think he's actually died. He's died once. But he can get kited to death in the sense that you can just run over, like just slow him down and run away, and Spin can't do anything except for just be mad and yell more. That's really about it. But as far as the rest of the items though, nothing really impressive happening just yet. I mean, Death Prophet has the most gold. We mentioned that a few times already. As far as hero levels, let's take a look at that. Death Prophet has level, wow, it's level 17 already. We're only 24 minutes of the game. Death Prophet level 17. She has maxed out ulti. She has maxed out everything, max farm. Slark is almost level 16 as well, so he does have that max movement speed essentially when he's not visioned or in vision. As you can see right there, power treads plus a drum basically equals max movement speed. I think he could probably do without the drums and still get max movement speed with level 2 of his ulti, which is 33%? Yeah, 35% bonus movement speed. So far though, we see ourselves in a bit of a situation. Tidehunter is working on what looks to be a refresher, and once they do have the refresher online, that's pretty much all they control. It's pretty much all the control that they'll have, and it's a very, very, very short period of time for control that they'll have. It's basically like what if Tide times it perfectly, that's absolutely perfectly. He'll give his team, what was it, about 4 seconds worth of time to actually go for a kill on top of people. And assuming Slark didn't pop his death pack before he saw Tide blink in, that's not really a lot of time to kill Slark. Slark is going to get beefier and beefier as the game goes on. I'm expecting to see him get a BKB or something of the sort, maybe just a straight up Scotty after this. So that way he can actually have more stats to survive all these right clicks or all this nuke damage coming up from Eury's side. With all that said, once Min does get his damage up, he has his Master Madness finish. I keep talking about it because it's definitely an important point. Spin really needs to give himself crit. I mean, just look at the damage that he's doing right now without crit. Imagine if he had a Chrysalis, he just that could be the enemy team. But instead of 6 right clicks, it can take 2 right clicks to do all that. So of course, Eury may be a little bit down, but they are definitely not out. If we take a look at the gold graph, it's showing that OG do have a nice gold advantage. I think that's more so tower advantage than everything else. If we balance out the towers, the tower advantage is 1 tower in favor of OG. So it's actually, okay, all that's really killing Roshan damage. Technically Roshan's tower. It's about 1,000 gold for everybody. So we got Spin, Wisp hanging out on top. They can relocate mid if they really need to. Wisp, wait for the moment. I think Wisp is going to go ahead and get ready to relocate. Spin popped this Master Madness out. That might be a bad thing. Especially if the team fight does need to happen here at the tower. Tower is not going to get fortified because no fortifications available. It does go down without much of a fuss. They are going to go ahead and try to kill it. The TP scrolls are available for the side of OG, so they can all mass TP in if they really need to. Look at the TPs getting used. Spin immediately popped himself that war cry. Wants to get out of there. Witch Doctor, I think Witch Doctor could probably solo these guys once he gets his Aegis, or once he gets his Aghanim Scepter. Spin going to go ahead and hide in the trees. Witch Doctor going to go ahead and see if he can try to go for a chase. Spin does TP out in time. And Wisp going to be the last one left. Oh man, the Observers was scouted, or discount out the Wisp. And we got Tornado Stick used by Death Prophet. It can't get used. Wisp waiting for the Tornado Stick. Needs to go ahead and TP out now. Looks like oh man, the next level jukes. Oh no, holy crap, they actually give up. They assumed that Wisp got away. But Wisp is just chilling there. And now Wisp just casually TPs away. Holy crap. Wisp is just waiting for the Tornado Stick to come out from Death Prophet. And then she's going to TP out. But it looks like they just like, oh darn, she's over there. Darn it, she got away. And Wish is like, okay, I'll TP away now. So nice little play. The mind games are strong with these ones. That's right, guys. Oh, also, fun fact. If you want to learn how to juke very well, just don't. The best jukes you can do most of the time is just to not juke. Just to go the normal, expected path. Anywho, all that aside, we got the pings coming around the map all around the place. Spin in a little bit of trouble, gets lassoed up by the Barrow. The Barrow does his force step. He's going to pull Spin to a very bad spot. Spin does have his crit available though, so he can do quite a bit of damage. We got Relocate coming around the corner from Wisp. I'm expecting it here in a few seconds. Actually, no, it does not come through. Beautiful Rabbits coming from Titan Hunter. Titan Hunter does catch everybody inside of that. Spin's BKB is down. He's going to go for the easy kill on top of Crumb, on top of the Ogre Magi. Silence does come through from Death Prophet. Death Prophet going to do a whole bunch of physical damage on top of Spin. I'm lagging like a baller, but that's really how it goes. When things do become crazy, but it's a lot of lag happening from me right now. Spin taking a bunch of damage too, and we got Barrow around the corner about to die to a Lich. I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one feeling all that lag. We got Slark stuck in the tornado right now. Brewmaster ulti is still going through.
Now where were we?
And what we'll see Sven running away from a trail of ghosts. He has the ladies chasing after him because he's such a man. Speaking of being such a man, we got Titan Hunter getting chased because he is also a Leviathan, which is close enough to a man. Meanwhile, we got Brewmaster going toe-to-toe with looks like Witch Doctor plus Slark. Titan Hunter does officially go down. Witch Doctor heal himself up. Brewmaster trying to get that last hit, not going to be able to find it. Witch Doctor just being so freaking evasive, despite the fact that he's a freaking support. He has the Aghanim Scepter available though, so he did do a crap ton of damage. And Brewmaster can't blink away. Actually, no, he cannot. He does get leashed up, does take a bunch of damage, doing a bunch of right clicks to Slark, almost killing Slark. Sadly, Slark did continue to steal his stats. I think if Slark did not have stats steal, of course, Brewmaster would have possibly survived. Yeah, all of that started because Finn was a little bit too far ahead, and I was really expecting to relocate for Wisp from Wisp to actually relocate in somebody like a Tide Hunter, so she can actually be involved in the fight and maybe take Sven out if things got too hairy for him. So it's really exciting fight, of course.
Radiant's top
And really crazy things do happen. Really crazy things do really happen in Dota. Does Death Prophet have a heart? Oh my gosh, Death Prophet has a heart. Talk about unkillable. Carry Death Prophet is carry Death Prophet. We got Titan Hunter going to go ahead and blink forward, do a little bit of damage. Death Prophet does have BKB available. Nobody has a stun to actually stop her. Nothing can go through BKB except for damage. And Spin's a little bit too far away. Speaking of Spin, like I said, his crit's available. So it's actually good. I'm waiting for a Daedalus to come up on him so he can just have that much more damage. I think, what's the next item for him? He can't rebuild his BKB. He's only used it once, so that's actually good. The next item for Sven would probably be... Oh, Basher, right. Okay, Basher would be good. Basher would give him strength, he'd give him damage, which strength is damage for him. Oh my god, look at the damage though. 3 right clicks kills a whole entire wave of creeps. Smoke to see getting used. Smoking on top of Brewmaster, he needs to be very careful. Gonna go ahead and use those bottle charges. Does get scouted out, they do know he's over there. Now Witch Doctor shows up. Brewmaster needs to blink out immediately. He does blink just as soon as as soon as Barrow blinks. So does Brewmaster. That's what I'm telling them that, but they do know that he's around the corner, so I don't know. The question is, will they actually jump on him or not? Looks like they're going to go ahead and just push this base down bottom. Roshan's up in 11 seconds, as you guys see from the timer right there. And Death Prophet going to go ahead and pop that ulti, just be super tanky. Brewmaster forced to blink out immediately. He throws out the Drunken Haste on top of Death Prophet. Fortify already used. We got the whole entire Radiant Squad going to go ahead and come in. Brewmaster does get hit with the lasso. Looks like Lich ulti going to bounce around and do a whole bunch of work, and we got a nice little chunk of damage coming on top of Ogre Magi. He goes down. Lich ulti bouncing around. Slark does give himself a kill on top of the Ancient, but looks like Death Prophet does officially go down. The killing streak officially lost. Witch Doctor using an ulti on top of the high ground. Nobody can do anything. Sin finally throws out a stun. Nice little observer ward getting used by these guys. Witch Doctor almost having like the maximum amount of damage, and Witch Doctor now officially in trouble. So is Tide Hunter. Tide Hunter should be able to survive all this still. Sven's going to go for the chase. Witch Doctor has nowhere to run except for the high ground. Sven, no blink dagger available. Going to be forced to run in the opposite direction. And like I said, Eury have been putting on some fantastic defenses. I guess that one's kind of more like a wash. They did still lose their tier 3 tower, but on the same token, they did take down 3 other people on OG side, and they only lost 2 of their own. So a nice fair trade. Spin was the only one who used the BKB on the side of Eury, and I think he's the only one who has a BKB, to be honest. But we also see 2 BKBs getting used by OG side, both on Slark and Death Prophet. So resource-wise, Eury used the more efficient resources because they, Eury technically won out on the resource side because they didn't use anything that's like, detrimental, like one-time use things like PKBs, specifically PKBs. But in the case of actual tower and map control, OG do have more map control and tower control, mainly because, well, Death Prophet can easily take down those Raxes by herself. So if she can just basically walk in, drop her ult, and just like stays there for like 5 or 6 seconds, she could possibly kill both these Raxes. Of course, with the help of maybe a wave of creeps, but still. The main the main point I'm trying to get at is that resource-wise, as far as like, you know, resources on heroes, Eury did win out in that fight because they used less BKBs. Granted, they have less BKBs, but still, they use less BKBs. On OG side, they can't reclaim those BKB charges. Which, speaking of which, we have Death Prophet who's on a Death Prophet's on a 6-second BKB charge. Slark is on, he probably should be on an 8-second BKB charge now. And Sven, he's only on an 8-second BKB charge. So it's still a lot of potential for Eury to have a higher damage output, especially once Tidehunter gets that refresh orb online, because his Ravage was freaking on point. He basically Brewmaster got blunk in and lassoed by Batrider. Batrider forced death out. Tidehunter blinked in, popped a beautiful Ravage, caught everybody involved in OG squad except for probably Witch Doctor. And if he had a refresh in that fight, I think that would have been much more or less all but over. Sven was ready, and he was right-clicking. He actually got himself a kill or two. Let's see, how many kills did he get? Yeah, Sven got himself a kill or two, and by that I mean he actually killed 2 people. Killed Ogre Magi, he also killed Death Prophet. And the other kill went the way of... who got the other kill? Who killed Death Prophet? No, Sven killed Death Prophet, Sven killed Ogre Magi. Who killed Batrider, some might say. Can't tell. Anyway, it doesn't matter. A long story short, Batrider's dead. I don't know if Sven got a triple kill in that. Could have. Very possible. But Sven has a bunch of gold, and he's going to go ahead and give himself a daedalus. He has it officially built up. 24 or 2,600 gold. 24 is all he really needs. The Curry's going to go ahead and pick up that item for him, and he'll have a nice little victory. Nice little victory flight. Alright, take a look at the rest of the items though. We see nothing really changing. Tidehunter is still working for his refresher, which I think that's 1,800 as far as the recipe goes. One of these things is 1,800 for recipes, I'm just saying. Yes, thank you. Jeez, I know I wasn't crazy. 1,800 for the recipe for the refresher, so Tide is about 400 gold away from that. He should have enough, just barely enough mana to use his Ravage twice and maybe Anchor Smash in between. And looks like everybody's ready to go. So now all Sven needs to save up for is buyback, really, and possibly get an AC afterwards. Just looking at some more damage.
Radiant's bottom barracks have a situation.
But the observers for the dire side, I just realized they're all up in the jungle. They're just all over the place. There's observer there, observer there, observer there. Basically, the path that the Radiant would take to see if they can contest Roshan. That is essentially where the observers for the dire are. And it looks like those are fairly recent too. So they are planning on going for Roshan after this. OG are going to be going for Rosh after this. That's basically what that's telling me right now. No gym or anything on the side of Eury's side to speak of. There is a gym on Batrider, so I can actually do some dewarding. That's really about it. Slark is in fact working on Scotty next for his big item. Death Prophet's working on looks to be a Shiva's Guard, so she can slow down the attack speed of Sven and also survive the right click of Sven. She does have a bunch of HP now, so you want to have armor to protect your HP, because for essentially every 1 point of HP or 1 point of armor that you have, you increase your effective HP by 6%. So she's effectively increasing her effective HP by 60% from physical damage. And versus Sven, that's actually going to be fantastic, because Sven will crit for a whole bunch, but she won't die as fast until somebody gets a Desolator. Anywho, like I said, totally called it, guys. Obvious, Stratus, obvious. We see the Dire going to be going to go ahead for Roche. We got the Radiant running towards it. The Dire do have the Observer Wards in place. So they do know that they're running towards the Roche pit. And, oh my gosh, sorry, my mouse is doing things. So making a beeline towards the Roche pit. Tidehunter's Ravage is not online for another 15 seconds, and Brewmaster does reveal himself. We're just going to go ahead and use our Spear to scout out. Death Prophet ulti hasn't been used. Sven gets a nice little stun of Ogre Magi, going to go for some damage. Here comes Death Prophet ulti, here comes BKB as well. Lich ulti going to go ahead and bounce around. Slark leaps in from the side, going to go ahead and find himself a Lich, and Lich ulti is still going to continue to bounce around, doing no damage at all, but just slowing people down. Slark force pops ulti. Ravage from Tidehunter does pop, catches Slark in the very end, and Sven gives himself a double kill. These guys are chasing Death Prophet. She's running as fast as possible can. Witch Doctor ulti bouncing around, doing a whole bunch of damage to Sven. Sven will be not going down. Holy crap, very close to it though. And now we got a dead Brewmaster here in a few seconds. Brewmaster has a clap available. That's really about it. Actually has no clap available. Does officially go down. Was trying to see if she can save somebody. Gonna go ahead and try to drop the relocate. And actually just drops herself an overcharge. Lets Brewmaster blink away. Surprisingly, nobody on Eury's side dying in that whole entire fight. Holy crap. Fantastic team fight. Sven survives, everybody else survives. Slark almost lost his life in that whole entire thing. Tidehunter has his refresher available. He's getting chased by Slark, and Slark does run away because he can't really do much. He needs to Sky up online so he can actually continue to chase like that. But yes, a fantastic fight coming out from the Radiant. Even though the Dire knew about it, they knew it was coming for him. They knew everything was coming for him in that direction. Or sorry, that direction. They just literally just held fast and continued to It seemed like they got caught off guard by it. They being the Dire, because Organizer got caught on the worst spot possible, and then I don't know, things just happened. Issues went through. So Rosh gonna be going down. Age is getting picked up by Slark. So he's gonna be even harder to kill. And we see Slark gonna go ahead and pick up a Scotty, so he will have that to help kite Sven. And also help slow down Sven's attack speed. Speaking of slowing down Sven's attack speed, how close is Death Prophet to that Shiva's guard? Not very. Not very. She's about, what's that? She's a Mystic Staff plus a cheap recipe. And you can also disassemble a Shiva's guard, by the way. I didn't realize that until, like, a while ago. It's like, holy crap, you can disassemble this? So you can make a sheepstick afterwards. You can be efficient with your items. Holy crap, you just waste 600 gold on a recipe, of course, but still. Anyway, rotation, smoke getting used by the Radiant. They're going to come up top, see if they can find anything. Don't find anything but farm. And Sven and Titan do reveal the fact that they're smoked. We got the pings do come up top. Bauer is leading the charge by the looks of it. They are coming towards the top lane to defend this tier 2 tower. They do not want to lose anything for free. Titan just ravages up in 20 seconds. He also has a refresher available. Sven going to go ahead and just have a go at that tower. And just try not to get jumped on. And doesn't want to get jumped on. Looking for... Definitely looking for a silence or something. And actually Sven has a blink dagger now. Yes, Sven has a blink dagger. I was waiting for that. Bauer looking for a lasso, not going to be able to find it. Actually forced to force himself out. Lich going to go for some little damage. Slark trying to go toe-to-toe with the Wisp and does get the kill on Wisp. BKB getting popped. Beautiful Ravage coming for Titan, so he has another Ravage available here in a few seconds. Going to go ahead and use it. Actually gets stunned up by Ogre Magic. Lost all of his mana. Not enough mana to actually pop 2 Ravages. Second Ravage can come through. He needs to go ahead and use it. Does not. He's not able to use it. Loses all his mana in time. Or too soon. And now officially we see the whole entire Radiant squad going to be going down. Lich ulti bouncing around doing a nice little chunk of damage. Not going to be able to do enough. Brewmaster ulti finally going off. I didn't realize it did not go off before. But we got somebody going toe-to-toe with these guys, and that was a wild Lich. He was the last one to survive. And speaking of being the last one to survive, Brewmaster trying to be the man to hold his team together. Going to be actually dying in his ulti form. He does wait too long. And he has nowhere to really run, getting slowed up by Slark Scotty. And Brewmaster, oh man, he blinks to the side. Slark actually blinks with him, and now Slark's going to go for a leash. Will he be the side? Brewmaster does in fact go down. Very close to surviving now. Very, very, very close. One more invasion is all he really needed. So let's go. Let's definitely show that fight recap. Okay. Okay, Dota. That's not what I want to see. It's not what I want. Oh my gosh. Depressed me is depressed. But this game is more or less in OG's hand. They have what they need to actually make sure Sven doesn't become a factor anymore. Sven's damage output, the era of Sven is officially gone. It doesn't really matter. Slark is a little bit too fat for them to actually do anything with. And Bauer has a little bit too much control. He's proven time and time again that he can get in and get those lassos, even if he gets an awkward engagement. He can still get those lassos on those important targets. And Wisp also keeps getting picked off pretty darn fast. I think Slark is making it his top priority to make sure Wisp dies, because that's essentially 20% of Sven's attack speed. Is that 20%? No, it's just, what was that? Tether's only at level 1, as we expected. Attack speed. Where's the attack speed increase? No, it's just attack slow. Anyway, long story short, overcharge is 20% damage reduction. That's 70 attack speed as well. So that's like, was that 70% of Sven's attack speed is coming from Wisp? Because of that. And he's now officially hitting really hard, but that Mask of Madness is coming back to bite him in the butt a little bit. He needs to go ahead and give himself an AC online. And Death Prophet probably has Shiva's Guard available. So something's falling out too. Yes, that is in fact Shiva's Guard. And we got a Basher coming up on Slark too. So he's definitely going to be able to deal with the Sven. Especially once he gets himself an A-Blade, that means Sven can't do jack squat. It's a guaranteed stun. And oh, by the way, Prophecy has Aegis still. So these guys can actually go ahead and kill those tier 2, or kill those Raxes on that bottom lane. Just get themselves a very, very, very easy thing as far as easy victory. We got the wraparound gank coming out from Eury's side. So looking to see if they can get it. I think I might have a nice engagement. Titan's Ravage is available, but he doesn't have the refresher for another 25 seconds. They're going to go for it anyway. Sven popping the ulti, popping all his abilities. He can't blink in. They are going to get called back. Beautiful ulti coming up from Titan. He does cut himself a wild Slark. And so Wishlock's ulti is going to get used and doing a whole bunch. So he does a massive amount of damage. Actually, essentially doing all the damage in that whole entire fight. BKB is up on him as well. Here comes the GGs. We got Eury going to be going down. OG have proven to be a little bit too strong. Death Prophet proven to be a little bit too strong. Slark proven to be a little bit too farmed and really really is just Master, last one left alive. He does stay alive though. And that's going to be it for this match, guys. I want to see that fight recap, but they won't let me see it. That's going to be it. OG do prove to be a little bit more powerful, a little bit more than Eury can handle. And Oblique Gaming claimed the victory. So that's going to be it for this match, guys. My name is ColdBlue. I suppose you guys this match in the JoinDota League. This has been OG versus Eury, or Oblique, my bad. Oblique Gaming versus I still can't pronounce this. Jeez, I'm bad at pronunciation. Hold on. It matters. It's like Eury, Eureka or something like that. Euronymous, something like that. I still can't pronounce it. But it was a very enjoyable game. I liked the fact that Eury did continue to defend as hard as they could, but sadly, Slark got a little bit out of control. Death Prophet got a little bit out of control, and then Witch Doctor shows up with his ult doing all the damage in the world. And that's basically it for this game, though. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to check out my other stuff, you can check out my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/coolbluedota. That's CULBLUDOTA. I do my Dota 2 commentaries, and I post them there because it's fun. Why not? Also, if you guys want to check out my other channels, which I have 2 other channels. I have my vlog channel, which I do vlogs, generally video game related, and also I have my Casters Network channel. You can find all those on my main YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/coolbluedota. That's CULBLUDOTA. Go ahead and go there. You'll see them linked on the side. Go check them out. They're really awesome. Castnet's my 3rd channel, by the way. And that's really it. So hope you guys enjoy the game. Fantastic play from both sides. OG, of course, proving to be a little bit stronger. And that's really it. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys whenever. Oh my gosh. Alright. Let's see, are there any other games coming up? Actually, no, I don't think I can. I'm trying to think if I can cast the next few games. I don't think another game's coming up for like 3 hours, which I actually need to clean my house. Yeah, we got another game coming up in an hour. We actually have a game coming for 22 minutes, but that's in the... Oh, wow, okay. M5 versus hehe. But we already got 2 live streams assigned to that, so it's okay. I'll pass on that one. What about this one? Sweet, no live streams. I'm going to cast that one. So next game I'll cast will be Album Sheet versus X Game. So I'll be back online for that later. And that one's happening in an hour and 22 minutes. So I'll do that one, and I think... Oh, crap, wait. Well, I know I'm going to have visitors. Shoot. Just trying to think. Yeah, I'll probably still cast it. Anyway, so that's going to be it for stream, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be back online probably a little bit later. So, that's really it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys whenever.